Welcome to Tuber Chat. Whether you're working on your first 1,000, 2,000, or even 10,000 subscribers and beyond, you've come to the right place. We're going to introduce you to some of the most influential content creators that can help to get your channel moving beyond your first 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. The very first channel that we're looking at today is Faithful GLP1 Journey. And GLP is obviously very common and, in my eyes, becoming an even more popular genre and niche where we have creators bringing us channels focusing on this subject and giving us a lot of information, life experiences. I just caught a live stream the other day. I'm not sure if Grant was part of this, where there was a handful of people on screen, maybe not that one, but I have a feeling as well I'm starting to get more of this recommended to me personally, just because Faithful GLP1 Journey has been here, I think probably every stream since finding us, just maybe a couple of months ago if I'm not mistaken. But more and more frequently, I'm starting to see these things myself. And I know there's a lot to it. We've got a lot of people that help with healthy eating, healthy living, healthy lifestyles. And I believe this is a part of it. So most people in the chat might know more about this than me, but I'm excited to continue to learn. And then we'll talk about the content in a quick second here. We're having quite an overwhelming beginning. So thank you, everybody, for that. One of the things I probably don't say often enough, and should probably wait a moment to say before until after introductions, but we have an unbelievably talented group of moderators on this channel. Most of you who've been here before know that we really don't have a lot. It seems we have about 10 that are with us regularly in and out of the chat for almost every stream, or as often as they can be, and another 10 that have been with me for probably 6 years or close to it. We're coming up on our 6th anniversary at the end of next month. So what I'll ask from everybody, though, is when we're connecting with creators in the chat, is just leave the moderating to the moderators. And I appreciate all the help everybody gives when it comes to asking for thumbs up, reminding each other to share, because I need it too, especially when we're on a phone. But the moderators can handle that, and I've got all the chatbots here as well, because what I really wish for everybody truly is to get what they want out of YouTube. And for the time that you're here, what I wish for everybody to do is meet as many friends as you can and get those friendships started in a strong and solid way. So I don't want everybody bogged down with, reminders about things like that. While I do appreciate them and the occasional reminder is always helpful, we can get the chatbots to do that, and then everybody can enjoy the streams, including the moderators. And then, my dear goodness, do we have quite a list of people on the wheel. So I noticed there's some more action in the chat too. More than I think, actually. So Grant's Faithful GLP1 Journey dropped a super chat again, and this is partly the reason why I put the channel up first. I really didn't have a channel picked to start with. We always put super chatters and membership gifters onto the screen as soon as those things happen in order, and then we get around to spinning the wheel. Over the course of the next 3 hours, I'll add names to the wheel from our chat list, and that's always based on who's been most actively engaged in conversation over the course of the stream. But I also noticed that the Feral Grandma dropped a handful of memberships again, so thank you for that. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. I'm sure that the recipients will be happy to have those. And I'll do some introductions in another second. Have Fun in Nature is dropping another super chat as well. So thank you for that. We'll get to these channels as quickly as we can. Some of our moderators are here right now. And on the top of the wheel of doom, Scratch and PPA and Michael's Adventures are always early in the door. Some of the most supportive creators that I've met in my YouTube journey, as well as the Stock Explorer and Canadian Family Life. And then another channel that's been with us for probably 5 years is Rushing Wind Mountain. I can't remember how long every single channel's been with us, but when I mention these things, it's just to let everybody know, especially people who haven't seen this before or been here too many times before. You will literally meet people in this community that will be supporting you years into the future. We can see the future now because of what we've been through in the last 5.5 years. And the Black Widow's Web, thank you so much. They're dropping a super chat as well. And I really do appreciate that, what they're talking about. They said, thanks for the share yesterday. I can tell everybody here right now that the number one thing that I've been thanked for as the host of Superchat over all these years is sharing for other people on the community tab. Now, I don't expect everybody here and wouldn't recommend everybody beat the ever-living daylights out of their post page the way I do, but we have now 6,500 subscribers, and every single one of them is a channel owner. Less than 1% of the people here are supporters who watch because they enjoy the community and enjoy watching, and I appreciate that also. But the truth is 99% of people have channels. So there's a lot of videos out there, a lot of streams, a lot of things to share. And so I share about every 2 hours. Most of those are for other people. Of course, we share our streams, and I might share things from the official YouTube channels and things like that if there's something informational. But everybody gets a fair shake. That is same as the wheel, not just super chatters, not just members, not just moderators. Everybody who's here supporting based on how long you've been here and how much engagement you give in the chat when you're conversating with other creators. I have Streamlabs in the background. It keeps track of all of that stuff. I save statistics for every single live stream, 920 of them as of today. And this is how I make a system to kind of spread the love. But thank you for that. The Black Widow's Web gives me a chance to give an extended speech about that as well. So we've got quite a few more channels on the wheel. Big Dude is here. Butler Family Farm Coach Julia Edens, the Feral Grandma, we're going to look at in a moment. High Plains Camper and April Showers are both here. Tim Mitchell, Matt and Mouse, Stephen Wire, and Crafty Witch 232. And my dear goodness, are we? You're making me second guess my intention to go back to every 3 days. Maybe we'll just stick with Wednesdays. We're not gonna, but I'm just saying that because my goodness, have we got an overwhelming beginning? So thank you everybody for that. Pardon me, Mama Tato Heyday is on the wheel as well. Jevin Richardson is a longtime dear friend. Good to see you here. Broke but bountifully blessed Carol is in the house. Booby Goats is here. Jem Palazzo from Florida, Palazzo Place is here. Yes Nomads is in the house. And then, hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. Okie Zedin, forgive me. I don't know why I didn't see your message on Facebook until right before I started Tuber Chat today. Okie Zedin was reaching out about swapping playlists. So I'll get back to you about that. I'll be happy to run your channel for you. Tumbleweeds on Fire. Good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. Life with Angel 16 is here. Crafting on the Back 40 is with us as well. Fuzzy Adventures, I think, is here for just about every stream. I know this is a really backwards, very long, extended introduction before we even talk about the first channel, but thank you, everybody, for being here and for the time that you spent. Boy, are we ever having an overwhelming beginning. And then Faithful GLP1 Journey. So there's information on the About section. Many people in the chat will know even better than I will now what GLP, glucagon-like peptide 1 medications are and how that affects everybody. So it says the channel's more about more than physical health. It's about family, resilience, and love. I think most creators here in the Tuber Chat family would probably do well with a description something like that, because here we're focused on generosity and the idea of doing as much as we possibly can for each other and for others. And then I've got the latest video, for instance, from Grant's channel here. I've put that into a special playlist. We call it my catch-up list. It's just a fun name for a playlist I used to keep or get caught up with creators, but that will give me a chance to see another piece of content watch there. Looks like a fitness video. They're obviously able to bring us all 4 seasons on this channel, and I mention that because some of us in the Northern Hemisphere are getting towards the end of our winter weather, and I'm even expecting some of that in Southern Ontario, right now. And then they've done well with some of these shorts at 1,100, 1,600 views, and then live streams on the channel as well. And they seem to be bringing these to us very frequently. They just started a couple weeks ago, have already done more than half a dozen live streams, which is great to see. So hopefully everybody will connect to Faithful GLP-1 Journey. And thank you again for the super chat. Absolutely unnecessary. They've done that before, and I really do appreciate the extra generous support. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time, if that's what you would like. I think I missed Consume the Goodness live yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. Six Bows is back as another friend that's been with us for many years. Wheat's Art is Wheat and Shaw with a second channel where they focus on a special kind of art, and the Moonlight Adventures. Good to see you here as well. Thanks for coming in. The Stock Explorer, Nora says she's shy. Farthest thing from it, I happen to know that. Nora's been a dear friend for probably 5 years now, maybe more. So hopefully everybody will connect with Nora and all of our moderators. I know I mentioned that at the beginning. And then what we're looking at right now, the Feral Grandma, she gifted a handful of memberships. So absolutely unnecessary again. You know, I mean that when I say it. You don't have to super chat here. You don't have to be a member or gift memberships to get onto the wheel or the screen. It can be a very long wait. We are going to be here for 3 hours, but over the course of the stream, I will start adding names from our chat list based on who's been most actively engaged. Members and moderators get put on the wheel first, but it's open to everyone. And just for the sake of saying, it's the least important part of what we're doing here. I know it doesn't make sense the way that I say that, especially for anybody who hasn't seen this before, but I put channels on the screen and talk about them only for two reasons. First of all, we need something to do for 3 hours while we're here on the screen. But the other reason is because then I can talk about what I learn about these channels and the creator, so that everybody here can start to understand, first of all, what the community's about, what we're all doing here, but then what these individual creators and channels are all about, and maybe even inspire some possibilities when it comes to variety and content, if that makes any sense. The most important thing is the conversations everybody's having with each other in the chat. That's what gives your channel a strong and solid foundation. Imagine if you had 100 true friends. And I'm not talking about subscribers. I'm talking about 100 people who you could meet over the next few months that are really going to take interest in your videos, in your live streams, in your premieres. They're going to show up for you as much as they can, do everything they can for you and your channel. How strong and solid would your foundation be? This is where we all get to a point where every video we put out gets its 100 views at the first 24 hours. Wouldn't that be a wonderful place to be? Because then things start to really explode. So that's kind of what we're doing here. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. I know we just had a question. I'm going to try to go back and find it. Mike's Adventure Sparks, good to see you here. The CamFam TX is in the house. Yes, Nomads, I think I said hello. I know they've been with us from the beginning. And then Actual Red FN, good to see you in the house. So, again, I don't know if you caught that whole speech, and I tend to race through it. But the idea is that everybody here is meant to be connecting in the chat with the purpose of building friendships. We're not just subscribing to channels. We're not just, watching playlists and giving likes to each other and stuff, even though we talk about those things. The idea is building friendships. So I have a robot in the background here, or ChatBot, if we want to call it that, Streamlabs. I'm just refreshing the page to show you. What this does is it keeps statistics for how active everybody has been in the chat. It's not just how long you're here, right? It has some arbitrary calculation, but I've been keeping statistics like this for a long time. Over the course of the stream, that list will change and update constantly, really. And then this is where I go to pick names to go on the wheel and on the screen. I know everybody likes to have their channel on the screen. I know everybody likes to hear me say nice things about them because I do promotions here, not reviews, right? So I rarely have anything critical or negative to say, but that's not the point of what we're doing here. The point is literally connecting. That's why the channel is called Tuber Chat, not Tuber Guy or Tuber Man or any of the other things we could call it to focus on myself. It's to focus on the community and the chat itself. That's where the magic happens. I'm literally just here to talk for 3 hours. Kurzo, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. And then Globy's Travels is here, another longtime friend as well. Tim Mitchell's in the chat. They might be driving. I know you said you were driving earlier. I do that to people all the time. I did it today on the way home from work. I was in a stream and I'm like, driving, can't talk. Because you can talk to it for a second, right? Your phone and your keyboard. And boy, the spelling mistakes. I always enjoy that. The Feral Grandma, though, gifted a handful of memberships. So we put that channel up right away. Thank you for that. She's done that before. I certainly do appreciate it. She's now over 200 subscribers, far beyond, at 220 now, which is great to see. The Feral Grandma is going to bring us a bit of variety on the channel and a few cooking almost videos, right? Comparison videos. Again, a lot of creators focused on healthy eating, healthy living, even if their channels are bringing us variety or perhaps homesteading style content, which a lot are. We have a vibrant homesteading community, probably even within the Tuber Chat family. And then the Feral Grandma's got quite a few shorts on the channel as well. We'll look at these and see that one's about to hit 1,000 views. Another one's already passed it, which is great to see. And then live streams on the channel as well. So the Feral Grandma was on a couple weeks ago. We'll see if she's going to do another one again soon. We got notification bells on for every single channel. That's in the spirit of doing as much as we can for each other and making sure we catch as much content from each other as possible as well. And then, yeah, Timmy does everything. We've talked about your channel many times. Before you restarted, remember you were doing a lot of racing, and we'd have your channel on the screen many times. So we'll see. We always do it in the fairest way possible. Have fun in nature, and thank you for that. Yeah, Oki's Eden is a great friend. They were actually live. I saw the thumbnail when I was on the YouTube homepage right before we started here, seeing that Oki's Eden went live. So I'm not sure if they're still live or they went live. And we don't have a schedule here in Tuber Chat. We're on about every 3 days. I move them around if I have to. I have a full-time Monday to Friday kind of thing. I'm lucky enough to be able to do that, but it takes me away from YouTube, you know, during the daytimes now. But we move these around, so that's why we're on at 5 p.m. Eastern. And we move them around on the weekends as well, sometimes earlier, sometimes later, but whenever they fall. So right now I think we're expecting to be on Saturday again, and then Tuesday, and then Friday, and then we'll see after that. Oki's Eden's live stream was short today. That's okay. I was going to make a joke with them. I was going to say, oh, if we got any glitches today, we know what it is. Oki's Eden's doing a live stream, and they probably crashed the YouTube servers everywhere again, because we were going through that. Actually, I just heard some more glitching. Not that it was abundant or anything like that. One person mentioned something yesterday, I don't even remember what it was, in some live stream chat about glitches or losing a bunch of subscribers again. And you know, these things happen all the time, so we just don't worry about it. It's one step forward, 2 steps back. We just keep going. Or, you know, the other way around. You know what I mean. And then Hala's in the house. Good to see you here. Just Jason Keto, our dear friend, is another fellow Canadian and a beloved and dedicated moderator. So I got a couple more channels to get through here. So I'm going to start to speed things up. It always takes me a while to get through the introductions. And if anybody needs me to elaborate on anything that I've mentioned or clarify, by all means, just grab my attention or the moderators, and we'll try to do the best we can. So the Feral Grandma, thank you again for the gifted memberships. I'm sure all the recipients will be happy to have those. I really do appreciate the extra generous support. I say it all the time, absolutely unnecessary, but very much appreciated, of course. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. Yeah, I hope everybody finds these things somewhat motivating or inspiring. When we talk about like Six Bows is back, the struggle is real, Booby Goats is saying just keep going as a great tip, which is true. You know, I'm sure most of us would not like to admit that we need a push every once in a while, but I promise you I do just as much as everybody else does, where we can use any kind of inspiration and encouragement to just keep at it. You know what I mean? And what happens on every channel that I have run or touched in the last 8 years, the same thing continues to happen. We just keep putting videos out as often as we can. If you can get to one a week, that's great. Anything more than that is going to make things move even faster. But let's just say once a week if you can. What happens is eventually when it's your turn, we could call it luck, we could call it any other thing in the universe, luck comes along, grabs a couple of your videos and just makes them take off. And they start to carry the whole channel. Then the conversations become a little bit different. Instead of talking about this video or that video, intros or end screens, we start talking about our top 10 videos or the ones that are moving this month, you know, and our retention numbers and things like this, which is great. So, you know, some people obviously are going to need these things more than anybody else, but I can't imagine anybody not needing a small word of encouragement here and there. You know, I'm grateful to have this community now. I'm sure everybody here is grateful that we have it so that we can encourage each other. You know, and anybody can reach out anytime. I'm on Instagram all the time, Facebook most of the time, Twitter some of the time as well. And I love talking about this stuff. So I'm grateful for the things I hear. There's negative that goes along with the positive, but the more we learn, the better we can do for each other, let's just say. And then Have Fun in Nature is up on the screen. They also dropped another super chat. They've done that before. Thank you for that. Have Fun in Nature is fairly new here. They've just been with us a few months. And thank you, Moz6510 Models. I just caught them for a premiere yesterday. They're live streaming all the time. Moz, I lost count of how many subscribers you had. I should have looked yesterday when I was on the premiere. But Moz6510 Models joined me for an interview here on this channel where we talked about how to get over 10,000 subscribers. I'll play a clip from that in a little while, actually, when we take our first break, probably in 10 minutes or so. And then Have Fun in Nature is up on the screen right now. So another channel I'm still getting to know, but let's have a look at what they say on their About section. They want to bring the beauty and healing power of the outdoors to everyone, from breathtaking scenic views to soothing nature sounds. And we have got a lot of channels that I group together. Often I will talk about homesteading. This is a little bit different, but I group them together because a lot of these channels that have focus on the outdoors, it could be ranching, farming, fishing, camping, hiking, traditional homesteading, or channels focused on nature. The creators seem to have an instinctive nature in themselves, in generosity, wanting to share knowledge and resources with each other and with others. I know I mentioned that earlier already. I say it all the time, but it's absolutely true. So Have Fun in Nature seems to be the same way. You hear them talking about other channels in the chat, which is great to know. For anybody brand new watching that hasn't been in the chat yet, or if you're lurking and just learning about what we're doing, you see the conversations people are having in the chat, often learning about each other's channels. And the best display of generosity when we're being transactional and just talking about what we're chatting about during these live streams and premieres and things like that, when people are focused on other channels. I think that speaks to their generosity, and this is how some of the people who've been here many times or many years cherry pick their connections. They're watching what everybody's saying in the chat to decide whether they want to connect with everybody based on the things they're saying to other people, if that makes any sense. So forgive me, I'm missing a lot in the chat today. I'm really going off on the inspiration and motivation stuff today. Kiwi's Crochet Corner, good to see you in the house. Forgive me, I missed something from you, and I made a note of it, and I wasn't around at that moment. Oh, for the life of me. Did you have... I have a notification on my phone that passed. I think you must have done a live stream that I missed. I hope it wasn't your birthday. Or something like that, but I remember writing that down. I have literally Siri. I got on the case, and then I wasn't able to come in for some reason. Keeping up with the Stardashians. Good to see you here. Thank you for coming in. But thank you for that. We're going to look at Kiwi's Crochet Corner in another moment, right after the Black Widow's Web. So have fun in nature. Let me grab their latest video. I'm going to put that in my special playlist. We call it the catch-up list. It's for me to catch up or get caught up with creators, and then they've got shorts on their channel as well, and these have now gotten into 7,600, 8,700 views, which is great to know. Not surprising. Lots of furry friends and lots to see. They're bringing us all 4 seasons as well, by the look of it. And then live streams on the channel as well. So they've got one coming up on the 15th. So I'm sure we won't be on that day. I think we're on the 14th, right? That's Saturday. And then they'll be on Sunday, which I should know by now, especially if I would just read the title of the the title or the thumbnail that's right in front of me. But yes, they have their weekly Sunday hangout where they're going to be on at 4 p.m. Eastern. Lots of content. I don't know everybody's schedule, of course, but there are some that I learn over time. One of our beloved and dedicated moderators, Jesse Journals and Unboxes, will drop a premiere at 3 p.m. that day. I think Mike and Rihanna's Adventures goes live that day as well. They're from Medicine Hat, Alberta. And then Have Fun in Nature will be on at 4 p.m. Eastern. We know Cooking with the Munchie Mafia official usually goes on later in the day, but they've been doing a lot of extra stuff with Butler Family Farm and other channels. So we'll keep an eye on that. But I'm hoping that this week I'll be able to catch this live stream again. I caught one a couple weeks ago. And then we had been doing Sundays for a few weeks there, but that was just around some personal chiropractor appointments, and I got through like my first 10, so I don't need that anymore. At least not that much. So we're back to every 3 days or so. Hopefully everybody will connect to have fun in nature, and thank you so much for the super chat. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. It truly is absolutely unnecessary. Very much appreciated, of course, and the Black Widow's Web has done that before as well. They did it again today, so we'll look at their channel right now. We'll get to spinning the wheel soon, but we always put super chatters and membership gifters onto the screen as soon as those things happen in order. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. Yeah, booby goats, anything's possible. I have a full-time gig now that has some benefits. I haven't had that in a long time. I've been self-employed my whole adult life until this year. So I'm fully going to take advantage of that. Why wouldn't you, right? But thank goodness. And then Sandra James Living It, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. I feel like I missed another channel. I don't mean to miss anybody. Sailing Cook George is another fellow Canadian from the Toronto area. JGP Jr. is also with us. Good to have you in the house. And again, forgive me for all I miss in the chat. If anybody says anything that they need for me to see or really want me to see, then please just mention @MentionTuberChat or give 3 thumbs up at the beginning of your message, or anybody can message me anytime on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter. And then Sailing Cook George. I'm hoping it's interesting. Sailing Cook George, when I caught them for a live stream, I can't remember for the life of me if I caught you for more than one yet, but I caught them for one, and they were in the Toronto Harbor, which is actually beautiful, right? I'm down in Niagara Falls, which is right across from Niagara Falls, New York, on Lake Ontario. And, you know, the Great Lakes in North America lend themselves to beautiful views all over the place. There's ships and boats of all kinds, and people enjoying the waterways and tons of beaches and everything else. Not like South America and things like that. The things I've seen in travel channels and things like that. But it's beautiful in its own way. But Sailing Cook George, I managed to catch on one of these. I believe he was right there in the marina, if I'm not mistaken. And then summer starts in 2 months. Yes, I'm sure lots of people are counting the days, but Sailing Cook George knows as well as I do that it was feeling like that yesterday. It was literally t-shirt weather. I think we were at 74 degrees, something like that. The Black Widow's web is up on the screen right now. Let's see what they're doing. They've got videos here that come out fairly sporadically, as you can see. They're doing a lot of lottery ticket scratching. And then shorts on the channel as well. This is going to be pure variety, but this has gotten into 1,400, 1,600 views on a couple of these, which is great to know. And then live streams. This is where the magic happens on this channel. This creator is going to do live auction style sales. So they call it retail therapy, but look at this grid of friends that get together for this kind of thing. And a lot of creators are doing this kind of idea, and there's new platforms popping up now, like Whatnot is gaining a lot of traction. I think it's probably the #1 right now. And there's been other things as well where people are doing these live auction style sales. They put items on the screen, everybody can bid, and then they work out shipping and all that stuff with you. But it's very cool because you're buying from fellow creators, and it can be exciting. You're literally like bidding with people right in the chat. And then you have Life with Angel 16. I think we're going to get hit with snow tomorrow, as a matter of fact. So that might have been short-lived. And thank you, Booby Goats. Yes, what everybody's got to do, here's an idea, right? I would love for anybody and everybody to go over to Keeping Up with the Stardashians when they're doing karaoke and just say word up in the chat, because at least twice I've been in their live streams now and they actually sing the song for me as well. I don't know if they realize that's my greeting. I think they do now because I mentioned it in the last live stream, but we're going to look at their channel in a few minutes here. So the Black Widow's web, thank you so much for a super chat. As you can see, they took over our stream boss position. That's the video game life meter under my camera here. Every super chat and membership and highlighted milestone message knocks a little bit of life off of that stream boss, and the last person to knock it out and take over gets some extra exposure for their channel. I believe the Black Widow's web has held that at least one time before. I see 99 Midnight Gamer YT coming in. And then, yes, Nomads. I don't imagine YouTube will collaborate with Whatnot, but that's just in my own mind. It's not based on anything. They will probably start adding their own way to do that kind of thing. YouTube, in my opinion, seems to follow trends. They never set trends. They take a lot of what comes off of Twitch, now Kick, and the other social networks, and then they add those things. But YouTube is still the king when it comes to monetization, so there's something to be said for waiting things out, making sure they work, let's say. I've seen Whatnot. Rambling with the Brooms does Whatnot, and I'm unsure who else. Somebody else mentioned it, and it's one of our live auction style sale channels, I think. And then Broken Hearts Ministry is... Gail Southern Living, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. Majestic Lion Eyes channel, I hope I said hello. From Norway, they said, which is great to know. And then thank you again, the Black Widow's web. So I'm going to try to speed things up. Kiwi's Crochet Corner's coming up right now. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or @mention Superchat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. Just a parrot who loves crochet. So it gives you a bit of an idea of the couple things that are happening on this channel. Very cool when somebody can come up with not just one niche, but 2 different ideas, put them together, and now this is likely. Anybody can correct me if I'm wrong, but for all of us here right now, there's 42 watching right now. Does anybody know of any other channel that focuses on a parrot and crochet? I'll bet you this is the only one, or one of the only ones. There's 114 million channels apparently on YouTube altogether, but when you can do two things at once with razor sharp focus, then you really stand out. So Kiwi's Crochet Corner's been a friend for a long time. They've got another video here I'm going to put into my catch-up list, and that is that playlist I talk about that helps me keep or get caught up with creators. She's got quite a bit of information, pardon me, on her about section as well. Lots of crochet and yarn content sprinkled with a little bit of parrot comedic relief, which I think everybody will enjoy. Shorts on this channel have gotten now into 3,500 views, 4,700 views, which is great to see. And then live streams on the channel as well. And I knew it. Yeah, I knew that was going to be it. That's why I said it was probably your birthday. I'm so sorry that I missed that, because I literally set an alarm in my phone, and I'm quite sure that it's still there, but it had passed. So I don't know what I was doing specifically that day, but I was just not able to get in there. I try to catch special occasions for everybody. You know, I try to catch as many live streams as I can. I do dozens a day probably. But you can't catch everything, right? The more and more we follow other channels, the harder it gets to support everybody as much as we all might like. But as long as we're all doing as much as we can for each other, everybody will be just fine. We see channels growing faster than ever. We see channels getting monetized faster than ever. And then for BBTV, Boss TV, good to see you in the house. Sorry, Boss BTV, good to see you in the house. And then a bit short on content lately. Yeah, but a couple live streams over the last couple weeks is great to know as well. And then I know I missed another, I feel like I missed another channel. Oh, you're on vacation in Norway, but you're from Sweden. Yeah, so that's very cool. Yeah, I'm in full jealousy mode. I thought I missed a question in the chat. And yeah, forgive me for that. If anybody has a question for me, or you know, I'll answer as best I can. Or needs me to elaborate on anything I've said or clarify, then by all means, I will try. And then, so we're looking at Kiwi's Crochet Corner. Hopefully everybody will connect with them. They dropped a super chat again. They've done that before. I certainly do appreciate the extra generous support. And then keeping up with the Stardashians is coming up right now. If you have the ability to share this stream, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get a few more people into Tuber Chat right now and could see this stream pushed out a little bit farther both today and in the coming days, and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay because of the engagement signals sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share. And then Big Dude 1234 has a birthday coming up next month. We happen to know Scratch and PPA has a birthday coming up on Monday. So we will not be streaming on that day. Not that that matters, but just for the sake of saying, because it looks like, if I remember right, we're going to be on Saturday and then Tuesday again. So we'll be on the same night after he drops his premiere. Scratch and PPA posts with perfect consistency. So for 5.5 years now, he has, or close to it, he has posted every single Tuesday at 12:15 Eastern, and 99% of those have been premieres. We'll talk about that when we get his channel on the screen, but we know that his birthday's coming up. So I hope everybody will spend this week giving some extra birthday love to Scratch and PPA, because he is a shining jewel in the Tuber Chat family. And what I can say about our moderators is I wouldn't be able to do these streams if it wasn't for their help. You see how smooth this whole thing seems to run? I trip over my words sometimes as much as anybody, and you know, like sometimes I drag on my speeches and things like that. But as for the live streams itself, everything runs smoothly. Fingers crossed. We usually don't run into any trouble, trolling, spamming, and all that other stuff. But the moderators are the biggest part of why that is the case. Not to mention the community. You know how many, everybody here knows how many people I miss in the chat. How many times you've been here and I didn't say hello to you. It's not that I don't see, it's that I'm not looking at the chat all the time. So thank goodness we have each other to welcome everyone. What a shame it would be, after all the work we do to get people to come to our channel, for them to leave and never come back because they felt unwelcome, because you said hello to everybody else and not them. right? So I know that kind of thing happens. I am as good as I can be, and hopefully have improved over the years, but that's about as good as it's probably going to get by now. And then, thank goodness, like I said, for our moderators. I hope everybody remembers to thank their moderators for the help that they give. I'm sure everybody does, and I know we've got lots of friends here. I keep talking about moderators today, but I know we've got lots of friends that help in the chat, welcoming people and saying hello to everyone. And that's the other big part of what makes this community continue to grow and be so strong and solid. So I appreciate it. And then Henry Leslie, Vermont, good to see you here. Thank you for coming in. And it's not pizza night. No, on Super Chat nights, it's usually something fairly quick. But Kristen makes dinner 99 times out of 100. Which I didn't mean to happen in the last 10 years, but that's what happens. So she makes sure that I always have something, even if I'm not planning for it. You know, if I come home from work, let's say, and barely have an hour or whatever, she still manages to make sure that I have something before we do what we're doing here. But I do love pizza as much as anybody. I was just thinking I've been, I guess, pizzaed out or something, which I thought was impossible because I haven't had pizza in a while. I haven't been craving it either. So I don't know what's up with that. I think I just don't have any favorite pizza places in my city now. We've tried probably 10 different types of pizza over the last 10 years, if not more. And except for the big franchises or chains, I can't find one that makes me happy. I always try to go to independent pizza places, but they all have their different things too. You know, we've got one reputable pizza place in Niagara Falls, Canada, but they put canned mushrooms on their pizza, and I don't understand. Why wouldn't you use fresh mushrooms? What could possibly be the difference in cost that would, you know, have somebody like me say, I'm just never eating there again? You know, they're great. They've been there since I've been here and probably long before, but, you know, that's deal breaker for me. Keeping Up with the Stardashians. This is the channel that I was talking about, where I've been there at least a couple of times for live streams. And when I get there, I always say word up as my greeting, right? Everybody here has seen that, I'm sure. It's why we have a special emoji for it. And there's a long story behind that. I used to be a DJ in a past life. That was one of my favorite songs from the 1980s. And when I started on YouTube, I thought that would be a fun greeting because I didn't see anybody else using it. And so now it's become like a thing. I am a pizza connoisseur, absolutely. And then I always wanted to do a video of like, you know, top pizza places in Niagara and think about doing like some food reviews and stuff like that. Never bothered to do it, but half the reason is because I can't think of 3 places that I want to get pizza from. We have our favorite restaurants and stuff like that, but just not pizza, which is my favorite thing. So, Keeping Up with the Stardashians. Often they're doing karaoke when you catch them on live streams. They've got one coming up a few days from now, so we'll look forward to that. And they've got shorts on the channel as well. This is another channel I'm still getting to know, but they've been with us frequently since finding us a few weeks ago. 9,000, almost 10,000, one over 10,000, which is great to see when it comes to shorts. And then they've got videos as well. I've still got to get to learn about some of the other things they've done on the channel, but they were called Gig Life with the Stardashians. So here's an example of a video. I'm actually going to put this in my catch-up list so I can watch this. But it says 5 things that every gig worker hates the most, which is interesting. But when we think about gig work, there's a lot of stuff out there. People are making money on Fiverr. You could do that for YouTube if you enjoy making thumbnails and doing AI descriptions and tags and, you know, optimizing videos and editing and all that stuff. It's possible. And then, you know, gig work is also things like DoorDash and Uber, and we got friends that do those kinds of things. There are other, I think there's an app, if I'm not mistaken, it's called Gig Walk. I haven't looked at it in a long time. And you can correct me if I'm wrong, if anybody knows this, but it's something where you can get work if you are able to do little tasks for people. And what I mean is small amounts of time. You can get paid to do people's laundry. You can get paid to do grocery shopping for people. You can get paid to deliver things. There's all kinds of stuff out there, probably even more than I'm thinking of. And then Keeping Up with the Stardashians. Thank you again for a super chat. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. Absolutely unnecessary, but very much appreciated. So we're going to spin the wheel now. We'll get our next channel ready to go. We're going to take a break for 3.5 minutes, and I'm going to play a clip from that interview series that I was talking about. Mod6510 Models was in the chat. He might still be lurking, I'm not sure. He's from the UK, and he's going to help us understand how he got over 10,000 subscribers on his YouTube channel.
Don't forget the people who've got you there. Like, this is why I'm very open with coming on with Superchat, because I remember I only had, I think, about 2,000, 3,000 subscribers at the time.
Probably.
And I got involved in that group, and there's other groups as well. What you know, if you cast your bread across the waters, it will come back. You know, so always, and there's always somebody that I've engaged in on YouTube, totally different hobby, pastime.
Okay.
But we're linked by the ways. But they will know somebody that's scale modeling, and they will mention me to them.
Right.
So there's always that as well. You've got to look at it as when you're building your channel, always try to give back what you've taken out of it. So that's why if I'm home night, you know, in a weekend, and Tuber Chat, because I've got it notified, if he comes on, I will pop in, give him a super chat, and I make sure I get on that bloody wheel of crap.
There you go.
You know, and so that I've put back in, because remember I was there as well. I was lowly. If you remember rightly, that one day when I cracked that I think it was 20,000 subscribers, or was it 10,000 subscribers? Because you went up to 5,000, wasn't it? And I said to you, because I'm on 10,000, am I not allowed to be on your channel anymore?
That's right.
You had to change it, didn't you?
I had to change the intro. If somebody was to go back to the first episodes of Tuber Chat, you would hear me say something along the lines of up to 10,000 subscribers. But when Mod6510 Models crossed the 10,000, I had to change the intro for the whole channel so that I could say, and beyond 10,000 subscribers. And now we're here, and you've doubled that number. You're still growing now. So
it's very slow growth, because as I said, I've taken a month. I wanted to see what a month would do to my channel.
Yeah.
And I was getting 300 to 400 views an hour, down to 160 views an hour.
Right.
If I look now, I'm getting 30 views an hour. So but I've done this on purpose. I wanted a break.
Yes.
I just wanted to step back, and now it's back in, and I'm going to start doing it all again now. So
yeah, there's nothing wrong with the break when it's needed. What I have found is when we can get to a place of consistency, taking a week off, it seems to take about a month to get the momentum back, but it does come back.
Yeah, it does come back, but I needed the break. I really did. You know, and I think YouTube have cottoned on to this as well. You've seen a lot of burnout recently on YouTube.
I understand what you mean.
Yeah, it is a burnout. Yeah, there's definitely that, but you know, we strive to be better, and that's what it can be.
Yep,
definitely
improving over time.
Improvement is, and also it's good. It's edifying for yourself. You know, it really does boost you up when you get a video that gets 10,000 views. It really does. Like, you know, it's great. But there's also the work and the time you put into it, so it's rewarding in that respect as well.
For sure. exposes back is listening while driving but wondering why. Not understanding that this is thoroughly entertaining at all times. It's funny when you think of it. Everybody here might be surprised to know that 50%, the last time I looked, of people that click on a Tuber Chat thumbnail and title don't actually stay the 20 minutes to come into the chat for the first time. And that's interesting to know, right? Because they either don't want to do what we're doing, or don't like what is happening, or don't like me, or whatever, right? Because it's not for everybody. We're really not looking for all 114 million channels. You notice that I rarely talk about subscribers, asking everybody here, tell your friends. Of course, we have the chatbots that are like, yeah, sharing helps, and you hear me say that sharing helps and stuff like that, but you notice that I never push that stuff. We're not trying to get as many subscribers as we possibly can on this channel. I was already on YouTube for a couple years before starting this channel and this community, and the idea is that Tuber Chat is just an engine for us, meaning you and me, that's everybody, and anybody that we care about, so that we can start as many channels as we want and make them go fast. That's the idea, because you can imagine what it would be like if we didn't have each other, right? There's other communities out there. You hear Moz talk about that in the clip that I played. And as far as those conversations go, I appreciate the nice things people say about them. I hope everybody does enjoy it. I started adding those as another way that we could extend the stream a little bit. We used to cut our streams at 2.5 hours, but now we can go to 3 hours, because I'll play a few of those, take a few breaks, and it gives us a little bit more time. But those are conversations that go on for anywhere from an hour to 2 hours long. There's 5 episodes on the channel right now, a 6th one already recorded. One of these days I'll finally get it edited and put it out with Be Amazing Sylvia. But these creators share their knowledge and the things that they've learned. And I'll tell you this, they don't all say the same things as each other, and they don't all say the same things that I would say about how to grow and things like that. So it's really informative, and I tried to ask their opinion without adding a lot of my own, right, in those cases. So I hope everybody will watch those, and then I followed it up with another conversation on episode 900. If you weren't here for the 900th live stream, if you go back and watch the first 2 hours of that particular replay, you'll see I was revisited by 2 pineapples, and we talked about what we're doing with AI. That one I did add a lot of my own opinion. And we really had a friendly conversation. But, there's only a few of these. Lots of information for everyone. And I'm happy to learn from our friends as well. They've all been with us for years. And then Mama Tato Heyday is still here. Chris and Larry just came in. Chris and Larry Homestead. Hopefully everybody will connect with them. They had to reset and restart their channel. They were long past 10,000. They were actually, I had asked them so long ago, and forgive me, because I asked them to be a guest at one point on the series, but then I hadn't followed up yet for us to actually do that. But they've had to reset and restart. So I won't be surprised if they get to their 10,000 again faster than, almost anyone we've seen. But they have got a lot going on and have always been supportive. Chris and Larry Homestead is one of the first channels that came in from the homesteading community, probably 4 years ago on YouTube, maybe, or on Tuber Chat, maybe even longer. And then hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. And then I did clean up the wheel a little bit. So I do that a few times during the stream. Anybody we haven't seen in a little while, I usually take the name off. If they're in the chat, I put it back on. And then April Showers Network is up on the screen right now. So this is another creator who's been a longtime friend, and they post fairly frequently. They do a lot of live streaming, so they've got quite a few videos here. They've got shorts on the channel as well. These have gotten into 5,300, one at 21,000, which is great to see. It's a lot of variety. And then they mention the idea that they're going to bring us updates on music and talk shows and everyday events. And then you get an idea about some of the live streams here just from the titles. I must have caught them for one a couple of weeks ago, but the red line is not all the way across. So I'm going to rerun that I always do that. We just want to make sure everybody gets their watch hours. Even for monetized channels, that can help, because whenever we're swapping playlists or watching each other's videos, the whole idea behind watching from beginning to end is the fact that that can bump up the retention on the whole channel, right? When we think about how much people are watching, it's always a percentage, but we always watch 100%, or at least run it. So you know what I mean. And they're on frequently. You can see this. They're typically not quite daily, but several times a week, or at least a couple. And so hopefully April Showers Network, I'll catch you for another one again. I don't think I've been in since you fixed the thing, but I dropped a comment, and I think that stuck. So sometimes what happens is there are glitches on YouTube. Sometimes you go into somebody's live chat, whether it's a premiere or a live stream, and you feel like you're not being seen by anyone. It's not that you're necessarily blocked. I mean, if you're blocked, you should probably know you're blocked, right? And I've been banned and timed out on my share of channels, I promise you. But when we think about the glitches that happen, sometimes it can be moderators as well. Sometimes people accidentally slip. We've actually had one of our cats was tapping on the phone and timed out one of our friends one day. So anything can happen. But a lot of times with Tuber Chat, people think it's a bot. They think, if they haven't ever seen it or heard of it before, they think it's like Nightbot or Streamlabs or something like that. Tuber Chat, anybody could understand that being confusing. So I've been timed out on many channels, I promise you. But April Showers Network, I'll look forward to catching you for another live stream again soon. So hopefully everybody will connect with this creator, another generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter here. And over 2,000 subscribers, 2,200 actually, which is great to know. And then let's spin the wheel, and High Plains Camper is going to come up in a second. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time, if that's what you would like. And then thank you, Chris and Larry Homestead. They're dropping a super chat. They've done that a million times before over the years. I certainly do appreciate that. Absolutely unnecessary. But what I will do is I'll put that channel up next. We always put super chatters and membership gifters onto the screen as soon as those things happen in order. Then we'll get back to spinning the wheel. When I talk about Chris and Larry Homestead, I'll try to figure out what on earth I watched one of your videos the other day. I can't remember what they were doing, but they got a lot going on as well. They are always doing something over there. You'll see that in a moment. A channel that I'm still getting to know is High Plains Camper, but they've been with us for what I think is a couple of months now. They're doing a lot of truck camping. They say literally just a dude in the mood to go camping. I'm hearing, and I don't know what's true, you know, I say that I'm on Instagram all the time, Facebook most of the time, Twitter some of the time as well, but really what that means for me is that I check my Instagram messages all day, because that's where the 99% come in. That's where I'm talking to almost everybody, including phone calls, right? And then Facebook, I often check, usually, you know, birthdays and whatever. I just want the notification thing to go away. So I go on there a few times a day, right? And then Twitter sometimes, not even every day, let's say. But then when I hear about what might be going on in the world, of course we have to be skeptical of everything we see these days, but I'm hearing more and more that lots of people are turning towards the outdoors, and what they're saying is really Gen Z, but it could be just about anybody. You know, getting a little bit tired of the phone and the computer all day and being indoors. You know, I'm old enough to remember, and I can't remember where I saw this, so I'm stealing the line now. I'm old enough to remember when being indoors was punishment. You're not allowed to go out and play with your friends because you've done something wrong, or you got to finish your homework or something else. So being indoors was what nobody really wanted to do. I mean, Nintendo and Sega system and all the PlayStation eventually changed that, but you know what I mean. So it's nice to see a lot of homesteading channels, a lot of camping, fishing, hiking, and other outdoors channels. Big Family Expedition is here as well. Matthew's Bushcraft is likely either lurking or around with the family. And these channels all bring us outdoor content. So great to see. I like a good fire as much as anybody else. We're actually hoping maybe sometime this year to do a cottage weekend or something like that. So we'll see. And then what we're looking at right now is another channel here, or pardon me, video here, truck camping overnight inside an abandoned pioneer house. So that'll be interesting to see. I'm going to put that in my catch-up list. That will give me a chance to catch up with this channel. And get another piece of content watched. And then they've got shorts over here as well, getting into 7,300, 7,500 views. And then hopefully everybody will connect and help push them towards the 1,700 subscribers that they're thinking about. There's Rob cruising on the high seas and travel, dropping a super chat as well. So thank you for that. And, you know, all of this absolutely unnecessary. I know I say it a million times. But this is High Plains Camper. So hopefully everybody will connect and we'll keep things moving. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. Yeah, I didn't know what to expect when we started all of this. And, you know, literally, it's been 5.5 years. As a matter of fact, Six Bows is back, I think, has been here with us just about from the beginning, as long as some of our moderators and things like that. Years of friendship. And over, you know, in the very beginning, we weren't even monetized, of course. Like, it took us a while to get monetized as well. I don't remember how many months after I started streaming, but I was building up subscribers on the account long before that, right? And I've been on YouTube for a couple years before. So in the early days of Superchat, if you were to go back and look at the original live streams, I wouldn't expect anybody to, but you could, right? It only took an hour or an hour and a half, and you would find that there are you know, it would only be 30 or 40 channels that would come through. Now there's an average of over 80 channels every single stream, sometimes as much as 100, sometimes even more, depending on special editions or weekends or time of day and things like that. So the fairest thing that I could do at the time, I thought, was adding this wheel. And I'll never remember where I saw it for the first time. The spinning wheel comes from wheelofnames.com. There's other ones out there, but we've been using this for years now. And then when it came to monetization, I mean, everybody can see this channel's doing well. I constantly say it's absolutely unnecessary, super chats and memberships and things like that. But thank you again, Chris and Larry. And then we're going to look at cruising on the high seas and travel in a moment again as well. But the idea is everybody really does have a chance to be on the wheel and the screen. Some of it depends on how long my speeches are every day and how much I talk, but we try to get through as many channels as we can. We still got almost 2 hours to go. It's plenty of time today. Actually, on the last live stream, we got to more channels that than we have in a long time. So that might happen today. It slows down as our speeds up, I should say, as time goes on, the number of channels I'm putting on the screen. So when we get to the last hour, we really start getting through many more channels. So again, just for the sake of saying, the least important thing in this live stream is the channels on the screen and me talking about anything at all. The magic happens in the chat. That's absolutely the truth. I've tried to, you know, be transparent about that, tried to push that on everybody as much as possible over the years to say you don't have to super chat, you don't have to be a member to get onto the wheel or the screen. I'll get to as many channels as we can. Sometimes we get to almost everyone, not always. And it can be a very long wait, but as long as you're meeting new friends in the chat, that's the most important thing. Because if you can meet 8 to 10 people every time you're here, imagine what would happen. 10 streams 2 weeks later or a month later, you're going to have 100 true friends. That's what I talk about all the time. Any faster than that is too fast, but you know what I mean. And then, yeah, it's Jason still remembers first time on the screen. I'm surprised some people remember some of their first times here, and I wish I could, but we've done 900 of these now, so it's tough to remember some of that. But of course, I appreciate everybody's support in any way, and I hear all the nice things people say, or a lot of the nice things people say about Tuber Chat when they're in other premieres and live streams and things like that. And then hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. Stephen Wire's here. I am going to make sure you're on the wheel. Whenever I remove names from the wheel, if we haven't seen somebody in like 20 minutes or half an hour or whatever, members and moderators will always be re-added right away. And then I'm probably overdue for adding a name to the wheel right now, actually. So why don't I do that while I'm continuing to yap here. Chris and Larry, like I said, they reset and restarted their channel. So they had, I don't even know how many subscribers they had. Forgive me, because I should have known. You mentioned it probably the other day, how many it was. Might be heartbreaking to mention, so don't worry about it. But they were possibly meant to have been a guest in that series. I stopped doing interviews now. I don't know if I'm going to do any more. And Booby Goats, I'm going to put you on the wheel right now. So there's an example. See how Booby Goats has been conversating with everybody in the chat, not to mention saying a few fun things for me. But I've got them on the wheel now. And then when I started the series, it was like the day after I recorded the first video or something like that. Anyway, YouTube started pushing the promotion system, and now I can't tell which channels are growing organically and which ones are using the promotion system. But I think we all understand there are different ways of growing, right? So what I'm looking for is information on how to grow organically. Not a lot of people are here for the money, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. In my opinion, there's no shame in that. Not everybody's here just for the money. A lot of people start with no intention of being monetized, but then they're like, well, hey, if somebody wants to give me $5, I'll take it, right? I've heard that a million times, especially from people who said they'd never become monetized. I don't think there's any wrong in that, but one of the things I always remember is that some people can find life-changing money. And it doesn't even have to be large amounts. We're talking $20 a month, $50 a month, $100 a month. That can really change a person's life. That turns your side hustle, if you want to call it that, into something that's becoming very serious. You know, when you start telling other people you're making $100 a month on YouTube, that's kind of no joke. You know what I mean, right? And, you know, we try to remember that not everybody can be putting money into YouTube to try to get more money out of YouTube. You know what I mean? So, you know, that's why I keep Tuber Chat the way that it is. I insist that all the information and everything will always be free. We don't have members-only content here. I give extra bonuses to members because, you know, it wouldn't make sense, I don't know, not to. It's not what runs the whole thing, let's just say. But we want to make sure, like I said, that everybody has a chance to be on the wheel or the screen, regardless of super chats and memberships. Everybody can see the channel's doing just fine. That's the reason I took the ads off. I said, because then everybody can get in and out faster. One of the things I can tell everybody about monetization is when you have things like super chats and memberships available on your channel, for most people here, you're going to find that the AdSense money becomes the smallest amount of your revenue. So it's interesting to know, I think. And then, and not to mention, yeah, YouTube Premium. Yes, I have Premium because I just wanted to be a good sport when we started with Tuber Chat. And the benefit to that, when you see creators coming and you learn that they have YouTube Premium, it's not that I recommend it for anybody. I just happen to have it, but I'm on YouTube all the time. Every moment that I can be. Overnight when I go to bed, eat while I'm eating dinner, like the computer is always on, always running something, right? But the benefit to it is that when you're on a monetized channel, when I'm watching a monetized channel, they're getting guaranteed their tiny little sliver of money. Not like with ads where people can skip, or, you know, sometimes we get these ads that are, I don't know, 30 minutes long, 100 an hour long, whatever it is, and people will skip and things like that. So it's great to know that at least that extra benefit comes in people getting their guaranteed tiny sliver of money, let's just say. So Chris and Larry is up on the screen. Hopefully everybody will connect with them. They are longtime dear friends. They have been with us for at least 4 years, maybe closer to 5 by now. And Chris and Larry, they've got information on their about section here. So a family with 7 kids, their spouses, and 3 amazing grads. My dear goodness. So the family's even growing. And they've got all kinds going on. So it's not just homesteading here. They're making merchandise. They're printing all kinds of stuff. They're growing stuff. They're cooking stuff. And they're bringing us basically a look right into their life. I believe the whole family gets involved in the channel. Or many of them anyway. So hopefully everybody will connect. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to take another video here. I'll just take your latest one for now. When you start getting closer to monetization and all, you know, when you start getting like 2,000 watch hours and things like that, I'll just run the whole channel. So that you can, you know, that'll be a bit of a benefit, right? Some of us, we talk about swapping playlists, but most of our moderators will just run a whole channel for somebody, and there's Chrome extensions and things that can make that easy. So they're going to bring us a look into their life, all their homesteading activities, and much more that they're doing as well. Like I said, when it comes to merchandise, when it comes to printing, I'm sure they're doing even more that I still don't know after all these years. Shorts on this channel have gotten into 300 views now, which is great to know. As they continue to post, they'll grow more and more like everything else. We'll see if they're going to start doing live streams as well. They know as well as everybody that live streams really help when it comes to watch hours and engagement and everything else. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm always happy to know. Like I said, anybody can reach out anytime, Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter, and let me know if you've got something like that coming on or something you want me to see specifically. And then Cruising on the High Season Travel is coming up. So thank you again, Chris and Larry, for the super chat. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. And then Rob, another fellow Canadian, is coming up right now. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. And then Cruising on the High Season Travel is here. This is Rob. Fellow Canadian, only from a couple hours away from me. I imagine at one point we will end up meeting up in real life, but this creator has been a longtime dear friend as well. He's been a friend of probably 3 years, or got to be getting close to it, if not longer. Rob has tons of friends on YouTube. He is featured on all kinds of other channels' live streams. He's live streaming all the time himself. And he brings us travel. Like, look at all these live streams. We were actually on one a few months ago. Cruising on the High Season Travel with Scotty J Travels and Cruising is Fun Anytime. Hosted about 10 of us all together, and it was a grid, something like this here, you know, where like there's so many people. I was grateful to have been a part of that because we were really focused on YouTube that day, but Rob is on live streams all the time, and you can see how many he's got set up. 8 of them here that I'm counting. Now you notice I'm also setting notifications for everything that I see, premieres or live streams. And that's in the spirit of doing as much as we can for each other, sending every signal of interest or engagement into the YouTube algorithm, even though I have the notification bell on for every single channel. So Rob's working on 1,700 subscribers now. In between the travel videos, what he does is reviews a lot of the featured dishes or meals from a lot of the most popular food franchises or chains. I recognize almost everything I see here because he's a fellow Canadian. All these restaurants are basically the same as what I see almost every day. He's actually even inspired me to go and get pizza style treat. I don't know where it is now because it was months ago, but there was Little Caesars was one. Here it is, where they made these like pizza looking butter tart things. They were delicious and awful at the same time. They're as awful as they should be, as delicious as you'd expect them to be. But kind of cool that Rob's able to do that kind of thing. So this is what he does in between the travel. Hopefully everybody will connect to this generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. and I will spin the wheel and we'll get another channel coming up. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or at mention Superchat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. In that live stream that I was talking about with Rob and a bunch of other channels, PK Adventure Travels, Ryan and Mel were both in there as well. I can't remember, was Ryan just in there? I can't remember for the life of me now, because I've caught them for many live streams. Sometimes Ryan's on. He's on almost every day with other creators as well. Collaborating with other creators in any way at all is one of the best and fastest things you can do to grow your channel, if that makes any sense, to grow your channel quickly. Because when you're featured on somebody else's channel, you are pretty much guaranteed to grab a handful of their subscribers, but not just subscribers, their most supportive supporters, right? If somebody's doing a live stream, they got 20 people watching and you're on it, then 5 of those people might say, hey, who is this? Because any friend of yours is a friend of mine. I trust you and you trust them. Therefore, I want to know who they are, right? And this happens all the time. So PK Adventure Travels, Ryan's on all the time. Ryan and Mel are on together. They do a live stream together, actually, every Thursday at 7:30 Eastern. So we'll be looking forward to that tomorrow. Am I wrong? Yes, I'm wrong. Sorry, they're on at 7 p.m. Eastern. Just Jason Keto's on at 7:30 Eastern. But I've caught them many times before. Now, originally, when PK Adventure Travel started coming into the Tuber Chat family, and I've lost track of how long ago it is now, it's got to be over a year, but I was taken away with their channel right away, because Ryan and Mel have a great chemistry between the two of them, as anybody would expect, but they really do a great, thorough job, whether it's ship tours, whether it's room tours, whether it's talking about the aspects of travel, RV camping, or the different things they do. They come with the experience of travel agents to give us that perspective, if that makes any sense as well. So they give us a lot of tips and tricks. As a matter of fact, Ryan is responsible for me going out and spending a tiny amount of money. I had to get alien tape when he said he relies on it. And actually, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. It's probably a bad idea. But if I turn my camera a little bit, forget it. Pardon me. I've got the green screen thing and you can't see anything. Right beside me are a couple of lights. If I turn some of these off, I'm just going to show you something. So these are simple, colorful lights. Wonder if I can get them to do their... how do you get them to do the color change? See this color changing thing? So what I basically do is put them on like a yellowish orange color, and they fill out the kind of flat white light that is always on me. These are lights that people have seen. They're just little RGB lights, but it's the alien tape that Ryan got me into that holds these up, because they're so light. So if something is light and not going to put a lot of strain, alien tape, it works perfectly. Hasn't even moved. In months now I've had them on. So I'm happy for that. But these are the kinds of tips and tricks that people can give to each other. So I was grateful for that. Very simple thing. Monkey Man Productions official. Good to see you here. Thank you for coming in. Jeremy D-Day's in the house. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody. And then when we look at what Ryan and Mel are doing, they've got shorts on the channel as well. These have now gotten into 12,000, 29,000 views on one of these, and then live streams on the channel as well. So like I said, they're live every Thursday at 7 Eastern. So hopefully everybody will connect and catch us for that tomorrow. Ryan set up another channel called Ryan Parker Studios, and he's here doing live streams all the time as well. Pardon me, he's got a few videos over here, and then shorts on the channel. He's actually doing a lot of cooking over here, which is something different. I'd like to say new, but he's been doing it for a while. And then live streams on the channel as well. So he might be live on both channels at the same time, just punching up those watch hours, obviously, on this second channel. So hopefully everybody will connect with PK Adventure Travels and Ryan Parker Studios. And then I will spin the wheel and we'll get another channel ready to go. I see Twinbrook Acres coming in, so thank you for being here. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. I think Matt and Mouse is still here. I got to get you on the wheel. Just Jason Keto introduced us to Matt and Mouse, and they have another channel. I consider it in the homesteading community of channels. But I was taken away with their channel as well, and you'll get the idea when you get over there. I like things like cottages and cabins and tiny homes and things like that, and they've got a really interesting cabin, and they show us all the different aspects of the life in the, I want to say wilderness, it's not wilderness, you know what I mean though. Not too far from the water, they got forestry around them and everything else, but when you look at their channel, much like Chris and Larry, like they've got a website and everything else. Matt and Mouse also has mattandmouse.com. And I think that's really cool when people are really taking either their channels very seriously as a business or using their channel to drive the business that they already have, right? Mama Tato, Cozy Heyday with Cindy is up right now. If you have the ability to share this stream, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get a few more people into Tuber Chat right now and could see this stream pushed out a little bit farther both today and in the coming days and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay because of the engagement signals sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share. So Mama Tato, Cozy Heyday with Cindy. This was interesting to me because I have played Heyday for probably hundreds of hours. It's been a little while for me, but when the game was first becoming popular, or had already become popular, I was playing this, and a few people on Facebook, we'd go and like water each other's gardens and look after each other's farms or whatever we were doing. But this creator is doing this all the time, and not only are they dropping videos frequently, they're live streaming frequently as well. So I've got their latest video on my catch-up list. That's that playlist I keep talking about to keep or get caught up with creators. And then 543 subscribers right now, so they have to be excited about long passing that 500 milestone. They've got shorts over here that have now started to get over 1,000 views, 1,300 on one of these, and then live streams on the channel as well. So they've got one coming up tomorrow, and you can see they're doing these every few days, so very frequently, and obviously doing a great job as well. I'm assuming they're using OBS, but I'm unsure. And then hopefully everybody will connect with Mama Tato, and they're here with us just about every single stream. I think they've caught us for everyone since finding us. Now, I certainly don't expect that from anybody. I just mention when I notice that channels are here so frequently, sometimes, not all the time either. Your jokes, is that in the pardon me, punny moments, for instance? Is that in the shorts that you're talking about, Mama Tato? I'm just looking through the titles and thumbnails here. If there's something specific that you want me to watch, then by all means, anybody can reach out anytime. And then Rushing Wind Mountain is coming up right now. The other thing too, you know, I always want to promote everybody's channel the way they want it promoted. I'm not doing reviews, right? Reviews are a different thing where somebody's going to tell you, all brighten up your thumbnails and change your title. And, you know, I think a lot of that is not helpful on a lot of channels that I've seen because they really don't deep dive. But when we think about what's happening here, I'm just talking about the channels, just talking about the things that I've learned, letting everybody know about the creators behind the channels as much as I have learned over the years or whatever. You know, I'm sure you get what I mean. But if anybody notices that I'm saying things about your particular channel that are incorrect, or there's something about your channel that I haven't caught that you want me to know, then by all means you can reach out and let me know, because I always want to promote everybody's channel the way they want it promoted. I always want to help everybody put their best foot forward. So when I'm talking about these channels, I want to let everybody know what they're about. Face the Ace, good to see you in the house. Jody Genealogy, another incredibly generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. And then, hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. When we look at Rushing Wind Mountain, this is an easy channel to talk about because Ruby is the creator behind the channel, and she has been with us for probably close to 5 years by now. This channel comes from the Pacific Northwest, and they bring a mix of different, they often will mention the idea of ASMR, meaning that they get into the ballpark of pleasing audio and pleasing visuals to go along with that. It's very nature and wildlife focused. So I see they've got quite a lengthy video here right now, and what you'll find on this channel is that the videos can go anywhere from a minute to 12 hours long. And then they've experimented with horizontal and vertical. They've got shorts over here as well. Some of the newest shorts are the best performing ones. They've got 30,000, 39,000, and a fairly new one, which is actually a gorgeous thumbnail here, at 112,000, which is great to see. But if you dig through some of these shorts, when you see the wildlife videos, you might find some humorous moments as well. And then live streams on the channel have been done many times before as well. Dozens of live streams in both vertical or horizontal format, or portrait and landscape, and these can go anywhere from a few minutes to many hours long as well. So hopefully everybody will connect with Rushing Wind Mountain. Ruby has been an over-the-top, generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter over all this time, and is here for just about every single live stream, I think, as well. So ASMR, in the truest sense of the word, is a different idea. It's very focused, right? You'll notice that a lot of people are making videos, particularly I see a lot of shorts and reels and things lately, where there won't be any talk, there won't be any music, but it's the sounds of the things people are doing. And I think they're trying to touch on the ASMR idea, but ASMR itself is a very specific thing. We don't have any true ASMR channels in the Superchat family, just meaning razor sharp focused, that I can think of. But when we think about pleasing audio and pleasing visuals going together, that's the best way I've found so far to describe it. Then we do have many channels that do that kind of thing, and they kind of touch on the idea of ASMR in a roundabout sort of way. Pardon me, Jody Genealogy is coming up right now because Greenland Quilter Katie is dropping a super chat for them. Greenland Quilter Katie has done that kind of thing a million times before, and so we'll look at Greenland Quilter Katie right after Jody Genealogy, which is Marketplace Boutique as well. 2 channels for that creator. So what we'll do right now, though, we'll take a break for 3.5 minutes. We'll give my voice a rest. Everybody can grab a drink or do all the things we need to do for 3.5 minutes while we're gone. Right before we do that, I'm going to play a clip from our interview series. I mentioned the idea that I have a 6th episode of this interview series that has been recorded. I'm still editing. Someday I'll get it done. I don't know how on earth it's taken me almost a year to get this done, or 6 months, or whatever it is. But one of these days I will get the full interview out. In the meantime, this friend of ours, Be Amazing Sylvia, has been with us pretty much from the beginning, about 5.5 years. And she helps channels grow as well and brings a lot of inspiration, motivation, and spiritual inspiration. So let's hear what Be Amazing Sylvia has to say about how to get 10,000 subscribers on our YouTube channel.
Okay, what I want to do is inform first and foremost. Anytime you make any type of video, you want to inform. You want to tell people a story. You want to show people a story. And when you show and you tell that story, you want to tell how that story affected you. And you want to tell your results. Because seeing is believing. And people want to see what I'm talking about, see what I'm doing. So that's what I'm going to do. And basically, I'm going to make it into a mini series on all of the products I have tried and how they have affected me. So.
Wonderful. Yeah, that's going to be something else to look forward to, especially knowing that you're starting something new now with the experience that you've got. So this is a perfect opportunity for me then to bring you back to the beginning and say, what kind of change have you seen in yourself, in your channel, in your community and audience based on all the things you've done up to now?
When I first started, I was such a green thumb. I didn't know what I was doing. I was all over the place. I promise you, just making videos, rambling, and I look back at one of my first videos and was like, what in the world? You know, it was all kinds of bloopers and everything. And I wanted to be such a perfectionist at the beginning. But as I have walked on this journey, I realized people don't want perfectionists. People want real.
Yes.
So when I make a mistake in a video, I leave it in there. I'll be like,
yeah.
Oh, well, I didn't mean to do that, but y'all already know I got an old lady brain. Now, a lot of people who follow me realize that. They was like, Sylvia forgetting a heartbeat. Not will, because I'm so busy. And I said, y'all already know I got an old lady brain, so we're going to keep that right in there, because what you see is what you get when you visit me. So I've learned that's how I changed. I learned how to just roll with the flow, be genuine, be real, be factual.
Yes.
And I'm not afraid to try new things. I try new stuff all the time. Sometimes it's a hit and miss. Sometimes it's a rock and roll. I did a short about 3 months ago. I think it's at 60,000 views right now.
Oh, goodness.
And I tried another one, that same genre, and it didn't work. That's all right. I'm gonna stay with it, because I think that it's a niche for me, but I just got to work a little harder at it.
Right.
So don't be afraid to work hard. And if you get one no, people, remember, the next one will be a yes.
There you go. Yes. All right, we're just about back, and we're going to look at Jody Genealogy. She's actually been a longtime friend as well. She's been with us for years as Marketplace Boutique. She's got 2 different channels. She brings quality content on both of them, and I'll talk about both of them in a second. Sarah Presswood, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in, and hopefully I'm not missing anybody. Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. Jason's making more than just me laugh, it looks like, in the chat. But, you know, we never get to pick the winners. It really does drive us bonkers, some of the numbers. Why is it one video that we might put out does so much better than another one when the natural progression we think should be every video we put out gets a few more videos and a few more views and a few more views and a few more views. But it is definitely frustrating, if not fun, to watch the theatrics that our videos seem to go through when it comes to view counts and everything else. The other thing too is I think we often forget that, I don't know if the statistic is true, but I've heard recently that the videos that get the most views on average on YouTube are actually 10 years old. So it's very possible to put a video out, have it go what feels like nowhere for a couple of years, and then have it take off. And I've found that same success myself. And then Jason recently put out another video. We'll see that when we get to his channel, but he talked about something that we've been mentioning recently, frequently lately, which is the idea of sharing videos on your community page. So I've mentioned a million times before, the number one thing that I have been thanked for. You think to yourself, okay, who's this guy Kevin, the host of Superchatters, the guy that talks for 3 straight hours all the time? I know a lot of people say nice things, and I really do appreciate it when people say, you know, thank you for what I'm doing, thank you for the community. I hope everybody's thanking our moderators, because this would not look the way it is if it wasn't for their help, I promise you that. But when we think about what the number one thing that I am thanked for is, it is sharing on the community page. The Black Widows Web dropped a super chat today thanking me for sharing one of their videos on the community page. And I'll show you what I'm talking about, and I'm going to share a video for Jody Genealogy right now, just to show you how easy it can be. So I'm going to get to my post page, and you'll notice that I've got, of course I shared our live stream, but I share for other people a lot of the time, right? Moderators, members, super chatters. There's the Black Widows Web right there. Just coincidence that it happened to be yesterday that I shared that. There's one for Butler Family. Oh, is it Butler Family Farm, or was that Cooking with the Munchie Mafia Official? A collaboration that they did. But you see these, like, so many familiar faces. Crafting Enthusiast, Lewis Acre Farm Karma, Ree's Blissful Connections, Cherry Yurt and My Quilting World, Scratch and PPA yesterday, of course, right? And I mix up those posts. I have a system for which I change these things up. So it's not just members, it's not just moderators, it's not just super chatters. Everybody has a chance for some of this, and it's based on who's been most actively engaged, who's truly been supporting the most, right? Which would make sense, because we got 6,500 subscribers now, or whatever it is. It's too, you can't even share, even if you shared every minute of the week, I don't think you'd get to it. But I'm going to show you how easy it can be. So I'm just going to check my scheduled posts right now. I don't think I have anything tonight. Oh, I guess I do. I have 8 o'clock tonight. So I'm going to share another one at 10 p.m. tonight, which will be a few hours from now, because I always do them in advance. So Jody Genealogy, what I'm going to do is take this video, and I'm going to copy the link. This is how I do it. There's lots of ways to do it. You could do it faster than me or easier than me if you want to, by all means, of course. But I'm just going to go back over to the other page. Easy to do on a computer, but I do it on the phone when I have to, right? And then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to simply say, check out. You've probably all seen one of these posts before. Check out this recent video from our member. I think Jody Genealogy is a member. And then I'm going to, pardon me, I'm doing it wrong. I'm going to hit the @ symbol and then start typing JODIGENEALOGY. And there she comes, right? So then I select her name, hit it, so that people could go to the channel right away if they wanted to, although I'm assuming 99% of people are just going to click on the video. When you get to this screen where you want to share the video, you'll notice, sorry, I'm going too fast here. There's lots of different things you can share. Images do really well. You can do polls and things like that as well. But when I go on video, it's going to come up with your videos first. Oh, pardon me, I've wrecked a page here. I don't think I can get it to go back. Can I? There it goes. When we look at this, it's going to go through all your videos, but you can search for any video on YouTube, or you can just simply put in the URL and it will come right up. You got to click on it, but then you just click insert, and there it is. Right now I can schedule this, so you can post it right away or you can schedule this. My understanding is the community post lasts for 24 hours. I don't know if that's true, but I believe that the document I read the other day was from the official YouTube guidelines or terms of service or one of those things, right? So what I'm going to do right now is set the date. It always wants to do tomorrow, so you got to set it back if you want it for today. I'm going to change the time. They give you options for every 15 minutes, but I'm going to set this for 10 p.m. today, and then I'm going to hit schedule. And now when I go look at the schedule tab, if I refresh, they'll come up in order. You'll see I've got a few more because some of our moderators do have shares coming up, and I don't want to do them all at the same time. So I split them by at least only one a day. So I've got like Just Jason Keto, I think tomorrow, and then Corinne Pierce on the next day, and then Makeup Mom and Son on the next day. But I'll fill those in. I'll do many more. But you see what I mean? So Living Skies, Coloring, Creative, and Vintage is coming up before we're even done Tuber Chat in about an hour from now. And then Jody Genealogy will come up right after that. But this is a very clunky, simple way that you can share. But I promise you, like I said, sharing videos on the community tab has more impact than most people think. I am certain of this. And what I started doing last year, because I haven't posted a video on my personal channel in probably a year, is I put community posts out. I think I'm behind again, but I put community posts out and it punched more views, into those videos. And I noticed it because first of all, I was getting a lot of comments, but then when I went to go look at them, I'm like, wow, I have a lot of videos, over 10,000, 20,000, even 30,000 now, which is great to know. But it's the community posts that gave them the kick in the butt that they needed, let's just say. And then hopefully I'm not missing anybody. I know the hen house is here. Sorry, I was in the middle of a speech, but you know that already. Chick in the Woods, good to see you here as well. They're posting frequently, I think live streaming, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, Nomads is still in the house. Hopefully I'm not missing anyone. And thank you, Sailing Cook George. Hopefully we'll see you again soon. Oh, that's interesting. Videos that aren't related to Chaffles on your channel never do well. Yeah, we'll have to see over more time the kinds of things that start to take off later. Because Jason has a few different things. He's always trying different stuff, which is great. I hope everybody's always experimenting. I'm going to take a different video to try to catch up, though, with Jody Genealogy. I'm behind right now. Greenland Quilter Katie dropped a super chat so that we would look at this creator. She's almost at 1,900 subscribers on this second channel. She's bringing history, travel, and adventures. Very informative, actually, and the shorts over here bring even more variety. She's done this before and had great success. You'll see that in a minute on her other channel. But 13,000, 14,000, 32,000, no surprise. She's been at this for a long time. And then live streams as well. So she's doing quite a bit of outdoor footage on the road sometimes. She's often been caught by the fire or on the water, and collaborating with others. And then Marketplace Boutique is her original channel. She does a few different things here, including helping us with our YouTube journeys. She might help us with some Canva, either doing thumbnails or other graphics. But this creator also in between the variety will help us understand the ins and outs of buying and selling online on platforms like eBay. And she even takes us shopping or shows us how to buy collections of things to split up and separate and sell separately, if that makes any sense. So I'm just going to grab her latest video, Nature Park Fun and Sun, she says, and we'll see that's a different kind of video. She's done some hot tent camping. Here's a shopping video. And then she brings us for outdoor walks in between the eBay and Canva video. So hopefully everybody will connect with Marketplace Boutique long past 3,000. I have said for many years that 3,000 seems to be a really telling marker for channels. If somebody can get to 3,000 100% organically, then my bet is that they can get to 10,000 and even 100,000 one day, maybe even beyond that. The only reason why I start to say maybe is because we don't know what the world's going to look like in a few years. We don't know what YouTube's going to look like in a few years. We've seen all these changes, but I think anybody that wants to absolutely can. I fully won't be surprised for anybody that hits 3,000 if it's organically to hit 10,000. Scotty J Travels, good to see you in the house. We've mentioned you a couple times today because I keep mentioning the live stream that you hosted with Cruising is Fun Anytime, Jeremy and Cheryl. And there were about 10 of us. Rob was there from Cruising on the High Seas and Travel. PK Adventures was there as well. And that was a great time. But I mention it often because I talk about collaborating with people. And then I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to pronounce that name correctly. I feel like I should know the channel already. DeVeo Alliance Community Church. So good to see you here. Thank you for coming in. Looks like they're going to bring us some spiritual inspiration. So thank you for coming in. I'm unsure if we might have already run into each other in another live stream because they know who I am, and I don't think they heard me say my name, but I might be wrong. But it's great to have you here. Forgive me if I'm mistaken that this might be your first time with us. But I'm glad that you're here, and hopefully you'll meet some friends right away. And then Jen Palazzo, yeah, so 1,000, or if anybody hits any number organically, right? And the reason why I say organically is because there's other ways to grow, but you're going to get different things out of YouTube depending on the way that you grow your channel. For a lot of people, they come to YouTube as a side hustle, the idea of making money. Revenue is very important to a lot of people, right? So I'll be very honest with you. I've said this a million times. I'm not necessarily here for the money, but if there was no money on YouTube, I probably wouldn't be here because I've been self-employed my whole life. So I'm always like jumping around to different things, trying to build little streams of income or little pockets of cash and things like that. Superchat was never meant to be a money-making channel. Everybody can see this channel's doing fine. I will be eternally grateful to everybody. I put plenty back into the community. Hopefully everybody sees that. And not all of it though. I'll be honest about that. Not all of it. So I'm grateful for that. But for some people, revenue is going to be very important to them, right? So if you grow your channel 100% organically, you're meeting friends, you're putting out videos, you're doing all the things that the biggest channels talk about, that we talk about here, thumbnails, titles, tags, participating in the social network of YouTube, whether we want to call it that or not, then if you can do that 100% organically, that's how you're going to maximize the revenue, right? If you're growing in other ways, whether it's promotions or some of the horrible things that we don't talk about with fake subscribers and fake views and fake super chats and every other thing, then in my opinion, you're just destroying everything and you're never going to get anything out of it. If people, I promise you this, I'll try to get through the speech quickly, but I promise you this is true, okay? A channel with 6,000 subscribers can bring in more revenue than a channel with 60,000 subscribers. I know, I was there, right? I have not built a channel to 100,000 subscribers yet. I have helped a channel get to 100,000 Canadian dollars within 12 months. At one point, it's down now. They had a great run with some special content for a little while. But these are the kinds of things. One of the things I love about what YouTube offers is that once you're monetized and you get into the role of making money every month, even if you quit the next day, it is pretty much impossible to not get paid for 12 months after. You know what I mean? It'll go down every month if you're not producing, but you know what I mean. So it's magical, in my opinion. And that's just to let everybody know. Who is this guy? What on earth is he talking about? Why does he care about any of this? And what's his ulterior motive? What's this guy trying to get out of it? It's not that. We can all help each other, and everybody can get what they want out of YouTube. I promise you that's true. We can all get much more than we thought when we first started this. And as years go on, as time goes on, I hope to be able to show everybody with my own example. Some creators have long passed what we're doing, what I'm doing, and everything else. Forgive me, I don't mean to miss everybody in the chat. Coffee Walks and whatever is here. A Simple Family Lifestyle is in the house. And then, yeah, thank you, Mac Movement. Just Jason Keto's a big advocate for that as well, talking about the idea of, he mentions it all the time. He mentioned it, I think, last week in his live stream. He's on every Thursday. He talks about the idea that he'd already been on YouTube, and we've had a few friends say this, and, it's finding a community like this. That doesn't really have anything to do with your particular niche, for instance, but people who really want to help each other. And that's when some of the things start to really take off. And I insist that it's because of the strong and solid foundation. That's the whole reason TuberChat even exists. I was on for a couple years already, and when I found out that there was this group of small YouTubers, let's say, that really want to help each other, I couldn't believe it. I was like, wait, you're not going to destroy each other's channels? You're not all saying, don't copy me, don't do what I do? They all want to help each other. And when I said, I'm going to do a channel that does exactly what you do, they said, we'll help you. And some of them are still here. Well, they're all still here, but some of them are here more often than others. You know what I mean? So this is just kind of the idea. I knew that if I did a grow stream similar to what was already out there, because it's not my idea. There was hundreds of them, if not thousands of them years ago, right? But the idea would be we would focus on friendships. Right? I do talk about myself occasionally, but it's only in storytelling. We're trying to keep the self-promotion to a minimum. I try not to ask for much when it comes to Tuber Chat. And that's, I don't want to say leading by example, because I don't want to, try to make it sound like I think I'm a leader or anything like that. It's nothing like that. This community is for all of us. I learn every day as well. But the idea is if I can still instill in anybody listening the idea that when you give more to others than you expect for yourself, I promise you will get more than you're even thinking about today out of YouTube if you want to, right? I don't try not to tell anybody what they should or shouldn't do, and I've been corrected many times. I don't pretend to think that I know everything. I don't mean to make it sound like that, even if it does, but we can all learn from each other. And the support that everybody gives to each other. You might even be making fans out of people for your type of content. People who, otherwise wouldn't have watched lottery ticket scratching might be watching lottery ticket scratching all the time now. People who not necessarily would have ever looked for how to make a quilt might be following some of our quilting channels now and saying, I really like the work that they're doing and the conversations that these people have while they're doing it. So, nice segue there, right? But Greenland Quilter Katie always has an interesting conversation going on. She does a ton of live streaming. She's actually got one coming up tonight. She'll be on at 7:30. Is that right? Okay, it's members only, this one. Okay, so we know that this creator is going to have this live stream tonight starting at 7:30. I know Michael's Adventures is on at 8 o'clock with a premiere. I'm curious if anybody else is live tonight at 8 o'clock, an hour from now. We still got an hour. It's a long time. But if anybody's going to be live, I would love to know. And then when we look at Greenland Quilter Katie, though, she's always got a panel full of guests and they're having conversation, usually starts with quilting, but can go just about anywhere. She's got a podcast on the channel, I came to learn as well. That continues today. She gives beautiful views around Greenland in a lot of her videos. And that goes for shorts as well. We'll look at those in a moment. But she's got some shopping videos here. She mixes things up once in a while on the channel. When we look at those shorts, though, this is where you really get a look at both some of the things she's talking about creating or views around Greenland, right? Which are, to me, are very interesting. She's able to bring us all 4 seasons as well. So hopefully everybody will connect with Greenland Quilter. Katie, obviously an over-the-top, generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. She dropped a super chat earlier, and we always put super chatters and membership gifters onto the screen right away as soon as those things happen. And then we'll get back to spinning the wheel. And that's fine. Yeah, actually, YouTube right now is really pushing members-only content. So they're doing that to creators. I mean, YouTube makes money anytime anybody makes money on YouTube, right? So by pushing memberships on people, YouTube chops their 30% out or whatever it is today. You know what I mean? So they want to push it. But members-only content is a great idea in almost every channel. And even I probably agree with that as, let's say, a statement, right? That members-only content can benefit most creators. I don't happen to do it here today. I'm not going to use the word never because we don't know what tomorrow looks like, right? But I don't intend on making members-only content on this channel. We do give our little bonuses to members, meaning you get on the wheel if you want to. And I don't want to solicit memberships and super chats and things like that here, but that's why I insist it's open to everybody. You do not have to be a member here. You do not have to super chat. You certainly don't have to keep a membership going for years, which some people have done. I will be eternally grateful for that kind of support. And we do, you know, these things. You get on the wheel faster, you get on the screen faster, and this and that. But I've said a million times, it's the least important thing. I promise you, it doesn't matter. But that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm right either, right? Just because I think that links dropped in the chat don't help as much as everybody thinks they do, they might help more than I think they do. But I've said that a million times. So I made them available as a gold membership. But again, I try not to push that on anybody. And for anybody thinking about monetization, I hope you don't get too wrapped up in the idea of super chats and memberships and people, this person got a membership on my channel and now they're not a member anymore, and I see they got a membership on somebody else's channel and maybe they like them better than me and that kind of stuff, because that's not it. Nobody has an unlimited budget. Nobody can be a member on every single channel that they find. You know what I mean? Almost nobody. You know what I mean? So they come and go. And I'm just as happy to see people putting money into memberships on other channels to support other people as I am to see them here or anywhere else, right? People move them around all the time. I hope everybody can feel happiness for each other in seeing that kind of activity, because we all know what it means when it's super chats, memberships, and everything else. Understanding that the more there are of that kind of activity for everybody else, the more there is for all of us too, right? YouTube is conditioning the 2 billion users a month on this stuff, which means more for everybody. I've seen this grow myself over the years. We're at a level now I didn't even expect with Superchat. I'm kind of amazed. And eternally grateful, like I said. Vintage Style by Joe. Good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. And then the Stock Explorer is up on the screen. Yeah, Reddit is not important. So the reason why I share on Reddit, let's do it for the Stock Explorer right now. I'm just going to show you what I do. I think I'm logged in on Chrome here. I'm just going to take their latest video, right? They haven't put one up in a while, but that's okay. I'm going to give the thumbs up, and then what I'm going to do is share this video, and I'm just going to go to Reddit, and we have a subreddit, it's called, right? It's like a Facebook group. It's kind of how they describe it on Reddit. And it's called Superchat, obviously. So anybody can share any video here, and you don't have to worry about spamming and trolling and people telling you shouldn't put their video here, because this is what it's for, right? If you put videos on Reddit in what people think is the wrong place, you can get slammed with spam and trolling and accusations and stupidity. And forgive my negativity, but you know what I mean. So what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to let everybody know this is a video. You can pick from a lot of things, whether it's a community post, a live stream, whatever it is that you're sharing. And then you just click post, and that's it. It's so fast. If it wasn't for me talking, that would have taken 2 seconds, right? And there it is right there, Scratching with Strangers. The way that Reddit works, it's got an algorithm and a recommendation engine. I don't want to hit the home page because I don't know what kind of not suitable content is going to come up. Reddit can be pretty rough, but people rely on it. Even the AI systems like ChatGPT rely on it for human opinion about a lot of things. People go to Reddit for reviews or for recommendations when they're going to do something, like if you're buying something or thinking about it, if you want to fix something, you know, and different things. But it works like a search engine as well. So now I share this video called Scratching with Strangers, Milton the Landscaper. Now, if somebody happens to be on Reddit right this second, which it's one of the biggest websites in the world, surprising for most of us to know because a lot of us really don't use it very much, but it really is. And if somebody happens to be looking for the word landscaper right now, they might accidentally find the Stock Explorer's video, right? As they're looking for scratching, like lottery tickets, they might find the Stock Explorer's video, and you will be surprised how many views can come in. It's not a ton. I don't do it because it's going to bring you hundreds of views or anything like that. I do it because it's going to bring you 2 views or 3 views or 4 views. But if I do it for you a dozen times, now you're talking about almost 100 views, right? In some cases. That's why we need every view we can get. We need every subscriber we can get. Does better for gaming channels than most other things, but it can work for anybody. I have been shocked at the numbers when I've seen how many views can come in. But I really only do it because it's fast and easy. It's as fast as Twitter to share, and I just know how Reddit works. So you don't have to be on Reddit. You don't even have to use the thing to benefit from it. I share for people. It's my thing. And actually, a couple years ago, I was in the top 9% of the planet for sharing on Reddit. I don't know what my numbers will look like this year. The Stock Explorer, this creator, Nora, is a beloved and dedicated moderator here. And she's been with us for about 5.5 years as well. Her content has expanded over the years. She mentioned the other day in a live stream that she's really doing variety right now. But she started by talking about the stock market and a little bit of crypto as well, in a level-headed and down-to-earth way. She talks about her own stock portfolio, plays, and actually gives us some alpha. She's got a lot of members-only content here. She shares a lot on the community page as well, but some of the members-only content, I can give you a sneak peek here, has some of the stock plays or options plays that they're going to do. And they continue some of that today, but they do a lot of lottery ticket scratching. They've been doing this for a couple of years, including lottery ticket scratch battling with other creators. They've got shorts on the channel. This is pure variety, but they've gotten into 3,300, 4,900, 17,000 views on one of them, and then live streams on the channel. So Nora's been doing some members-only content, but they do lots of live streaming. Nora doesn't have a schedule. Lately, she's given us a chance to get to know her and doing a lot of fitness, actually. These burpees have become really a huge thing, it seems to me, over the years. And then otherwise, you'll catch Nora on other channels in lottery ticket scratch battling or StreamYard panels and things like that. And then Nora has a second channel, and this is called Tropical Buzz. She's in Florida. She will educate us about plant life, some of which is already there, some of which she's going to grow herself, and then shorts on the channel as well. And she's got almost a dozen of these to get started. These are starting to get into the 900 views and beyond, which is cool. And hopefully everybody will connect with all of our moderators. I can't say it enough, but these streams wouldn't be what they are if it wasn't for their help. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time, if that's what you would like. Yeah, High Plains Camper, I thought it was going to be a good idea to use YouTube or to use Reddit. So on my personal channel, sometimes I'll do like occasional hotel reviews. We don't do like hotels very often, but if we do, I review them, right? And then, or give a look around is a better way to put it. Anyway, so I took a hotel review video and I put it in a subreddit that was meant for my province. And I just got attacked. You don't know what you're doing. You got to get out of here. Stop false advertising. And I was like, oh my gosh, just a video. Who cares? You wouldn't even have seen it if you weren't here, for 5 minutes. But anyway, Reddit can be a brutal place when it comes to trolling and spamming and trash talk and all that stuff, but it can be an informative tool. So if you're okay with that, if you say to yourself, okay, I know I'm jumping into a dark pit here, but I'm going to limit my time and get right back out, then you can, because a rabbit hole, like everything else, right? This is why I say I'm on the social networks, but I try not to scroll for too long, because I promise you they get me too. Right? They know how to trigger me, both positively and negatively. I'll see a video of a kitten playing, and I'll see whatever's going on in the world that everybody's angry about today. And then 2 different opinions on it all the time. So it's the same thing everywhere. It's just more of the same echo chambers, if we want to call it that. But Reddit, like I said, has its benefit, and we've been able to get the tiniest amount of views. So that's all it is. And Discord I still don't use to this day for the same reason. I'm a technical guy. I like computer programs and apps and all this stuff. I'm a developer too. I haven't developed anything in a while, but I am a programmer. But Discord, I can't find a way that will benefit from using Discord. I get that tech companies and gamers do really well with Discord. I know a lot of people like it for chatting, but I also wish for the day that The Office, for those of you who are fans of The Office, the app that they had, Woof, where all your notifications are in one, instead of having 15 apps. WhatsApp I don't use. I got like one person I talk to over there. Telegram, I only talk to 2 or 3 people over there. The rest is Instagram, and then a few older friends on Facebook and things like that. And yeah, it gets to be a bit much. I'm sure everybody understands. Vintage Style by Joe. Good to see you in the house. If I didn't already say hello, Vintage V Mars is also here. And hopefully I'm not missing anyone. I know I say it a million times. I don't mean to miss anybody. Yeah, Discord, it takes a second to really get used to. And things like Slack are popular for messaging and things like that. I haven't done very much or if anything with a really large group where it's been necessary. If I was to start a project today or had to work in a team of 50 people, then I would probably use something today, but I haven't had to. It's never more than a few people, so we could just text or make an Instagram group. Even, here's a tip for everybody, the moderators on this channel and myself, we have our own Instagram group where we chat back and forth, and it's really meant for if they need me to know something about the chat while we're on Superchat, if a troll comes in or something like that. But through the week we keep each other informed about, like, hey, I saw a new feature, I saw a new thing, and that can be a great benefit as well. So it's just a thought. Wherever you like to talk is the best idea. There's no better idea. Trying to jump from one app to the other, saying like, well, if I'm on Reddit, maybe things will be better. Like, it's not like that. It's just whatever you enjoy, whatever you have time for is enough. Just Jason Keto is up on the screen right now. So he's a beloved and dedicated moderator here as well. I've met up with him a few times, including just a few weeks ago. He came to Niagara Falls, which is about 2 hours away from him, just to have lunch with me and Kristen to talk YouTube and enjoy each other's company. Jason is always a pleasure to be around, because you'll notice in his live streams, if you catch us tomorrow, you'll get the idea. He cares deeply about the YouTube journey, his fellow creators, so much so he actually just made a video. So I saw this, I watched on my personal channel, but I'm going to put it in my catch-up list here on Superchat. But what this channel talks about is something that we were discussing, sharing your own videos on your community tab. And I have been doing this for a long time myself personally as well, and found that I get many views from this. It's a great way to keep a channel active too, especially if you like slip and are not posting every week. or haven't got there yet, community posts can be really helpful. So on Tuberchat, I benefit and try to benefit other people by sharing their videos more than anything else. Really don't get a lot of views on Tuberchat stuff just from sharing, because we're not really looking for every subscriber in the world that we can possibly get here. But on my personal channel, yes, absolutely, as many subscribers as possible is what I want one day. But community posts can really help. But he lays out a lot of what we were talking about in this video. So it's a bit of a different one for his channel, but he cares that much about the YouTube community that he wants to share, even though his channel is focused on healthy eating, healthy living, and a keto-based diet or lifestyle. So we mentioned the idea of chaffles. He's done over 100 of these videos alone, but he's got plenty of other recipes on the channel as well. Whether it's chaffles or something else, it's only a few ingredients, simple, easy to make literally, and doesn't take a lot of time. He also does traditional product reviews. He might be talking about a barbecue or a GoPro, or he might be taking us traveling. He tries to mix up the content on the channel, so he did a different holiday series. And you'll notice if you dig through the channel far enough, you'll find a lot of guests, both in videos and live streams. We'll look at those in a second, but he's also got shorts here. These have gotten into 6,000, almost 7,000 views on one of them, 23,000 on one, and I've seen that one. I promise you it's entertaining. It's only 15 seconds long. It's worth a watch. But it's an interesting hint here about healthy looking and grilling shorts that have done really well for him. Live streams as well. Like I said, he's on every Thursday at 7:30 Eastern. And, he just did one with Consume the Goodness last week as well, last Wednesday. And then here he is driving to Niagara. That was the day he came to visit us. And then he's got guests on the channel all the time. Matt Mouse was included in a homestead hangout over there. And then sometimes he'll do a cook-along live stream. He's really thinking about the audience all the time. And then he set up a second channel as well. It's called It's Just Jason. And this is where he intends to post anything that otherwise doesn't fit on the keto-based diet or lifestyle channel, where he's got 48 subscribers right now, a lot of outdoor content. There's the winter weather. That's done well for him already, with short over 1,000, another one over 1,300, which is great to know. So hopefully everybody will connect with Just Jason Keto. I'm going to spin the wheel. And hopefully, again, I'm not missing anybody in the chat. I am going to do something here. Scratch and PPA is coming up right now. So this is another beloved and dedicated moderator here. And it might seem like we've got a lot of moderators when I talk like this, but it's just that they're here with us frequently, right? Scratch and PPA, Michael's Adventures, Jesse Journals and Unboxes, Just Jason Keto. They try to be here every day. I know there's other creators like Canadian Family Life's a moderator, Butler Family Farm, Rushing Wind Mountain, and many more friends are here with us regularly or almost every stream. I will be eternally grateful for that as well. I certainly don't expect it. And again, I hope everybody will connect with all of our moderators and thank them for what they're doing here, because they make it easy for me to do this, right? And then I'm just doing something in the background, so pardon me, and then we're going to talk about Scratch and PPA's content. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. So I just wanted to show everybody something. This is interesting, and I don't know why I hadn't noticed this before. Maybe it's just because I'm not always hitting notifications. So this is in the YouTube studio, but by hitting notifications, you'll notice that one came up here and it said podcast playlist updated. We added one episode to my How to Get 10,000 Subscribers because I got it listed as a podcast. But wait a second, what does that mean? We added one episode. That means YouTube added it. I didn't put that video in that playlist. So, for everybody keeping score, what that means is YouTube is now using AI, I'm assuming in the background, to pick videos that it thinks belong in podcasts or playlists and adding them for you. So I took that out because it doesn't really count for what we're doing. I hope everybody will go and watch the 900th episode of our live stream, because it's kind of a follow-up to that podcast or video series. But that's very informative. That's where I play those clips all the time. I talk about it often. And Scratch and PPA up on the screen right now. Michael Harper, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. Scratch and PPA is now well over 2,600 subscribers, which is no surprise. This creator's been with us from pretty much the beginning, about 5.5 years, not only of friendship, but as a beloved and dedicated moderator. I refer to him as a shining jewel in the Superchat family. Now, he has posted with perfect consistency over the last 5 years, more than 5 years now. If you haven't seen his videos lately, like I'm sure everybody here has seen some, but over the last month and a half or so, he actually changed up the videos, the music, and everything. The music's the first thing you're going to notice, if not the intro. But he really, like, he always put a lot of work into video editing, but now it is overwhelming, kind of amazing, to be honest with you. And when you think about the fact that lottery scratch tickets don't all work the same, that means not every video is the same either. He's got to change his editing style based on the gameplay. You'll notice as well, presentation is always at the forefront of his mind. He's got a bright, beautiful avatar matched by content in the thumbnails, which we would probably expect. But he also gives us a hint about the giveaways that happen in his video series as well. And then his video editing skills have always been complimented. That's been going on for 5.5 years now. This creator premieres every Tuesday at 12:15 Eastern. I was lucky. I caught it yesterday. I can't always do that now with my work schedule, but I was able to be there. I'm often driving while they're happening, but I'm at least able to watch and, so I don't want to say watch. I didn't say watch. And listen while I'm driving. And Scratch and PPA is going to pit 2 lottery tickets against each other and give us the opportunity to vote on the content of next week's video if we follow him on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook, which of course I do. It sets his series apart, makes it unique and a lot of fun to be a part of. It is very fast-paced and very high energy if you can catch one of these premieres, because it's one of the fastest rolling chats in the Tuber Chat family. He rivals those of Jesse Journals and Unboxes, Canadian Family Life, Butler Family Farm, The Stock Explored. Is very fast-paced, very high energy. So hopefully everybody will connect with Scratch and PPA. A couple of years ago, he took a trip to Italy. He brought us his very first live stream. I was lucky enough to be in the chat at the time. He did a great job with that. I know a lot of us are hoping for more, but glad to see an addition to the channel. And then he also brought us some vlogging style shorts videos from Italy, along with some Italian lottery tickets. Then he returned to Italy this summer, and he brought us some Italian lottery tickets again, but in an entire series of short videos. And Pete always does a great job with playlists. You'll notice I don't mention this enough. He's got a trick here that he's been using for a long time. So because we talk about swapping playlists all the time, what he's done is added up, and it's easy to do this. There's websites out there. Just be careful, but you can search for something that'll give you a YouTube playlist length, let's say, and it'll time out how long a playlist takes to go through, and he marks them here: 8.5 hours, 9 hours, 8.5 hours, for instance, and then he'll do community posts occasionally as well. So hopefully everybody will connect with Scratch and PPA. He is an over-the-top, generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter, and like I keep saying, a beloved and dedicated moderator here as well. And I'm going to spin the wheel. We'll get another channel ready to go. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. So another channel that tries to be here every day for several years now, I think it is, Butler Family Farm, and I really do appreciate that. This is Jerry and Susan together, over the top, generous, loyal, and dedicated supporters, and they have 116 acres of farmland that they bring to us. So this is probably one of the most influential channels in one of the speeches that I often give here, where I talk about homesteading and the fact that I group a lot of channels together. Because when we talk about homesteading, there's traditional homesteading channels, and then there's farming, ranching, gardening. And I like to group in also fishing, camping, hiking, and other outdoor channels, because these creators seem to want to share knowledge and resources with each other. I've said that at least 3 times today, but it certainly is true of Butler Family Farm. And Jerry and Susan share the camera work over here. They show us all that it takes to look after 116 acres of farmland and their livestock. They've got cattle, goats, donkeys, horses, llamas, chickens, cats, dogs, bees, koi, and more. You can tell I've said that a million times as well. And then Butler Family Farm meets up with a lot of other creators. They collaborate with other people. I was even confused earlier. We were looking at a video that I had shared out for Cooking with the Munchie Mafia official that they did with Butler Family Farm and Devil Dog, where they were doing some sugar-free baking, which was interesting to see. So they're always doing different things. And Jerry and Susan will bring us into their home. They'll bring us into the kitchen. They'll bring us out on the road. Jerry will bring us into the shop. He does some remarkable woodworking as well. They will bring us shorts that fall all in line with their long-form content, getting into 12,000 views on many of them, 54,000 on another one, and then live streams on the channel as well. So they do these all the time. Typically, they're on every Monday at 6:45 Eastern. I've been on their channel several times with them. Always a good time hanging out with Jerry and Susan. They will bring us live streams when they're traveling as well, whether they're meeting up with a small group of creators, a large group of creators. They took a cruise last summer. For instance, they're bringing us content all over the place. Here's those couple of live streams where they were getting together. Look at this: sugar-free cheesecake, which I wouldn't have thought was possible. Sugar-free pecan pie, which I would have lost money betting was impossible, but they've got a few different ways to do that, which is really cool. And Butler Family Farm, obviously an over-the-top, generous, loyal, and dedicated couple of supporters here. So I hope everybody will connect with them. And then Jerry shares information about the YouTube journey as he continues to learn as well. So he's got another series of videos where he gets together with Beltloop29, who we've seen many times before, and they talk about the YouTube, well, they talk about all aspects of YouTube, but they talk about the YouTube promotion system as well. So you might look at the channel and wonder, how does a channel go from under 10,000 subscribers to over 140,000 in about a year and a half? Well, the YouTube promotion system is a legitimate way to grow. It's very different from what I talk about when I use the word organically, and then, there's opinion about what organically actually means, but I'm sure we all get the idea. But when we think about the idea of the promotion system, you can grow rapidly in that way. It's very different. I don't expect to ever use it, but again, I don't use the word never. I just say I don't expect ever. As of today, we don't know what tomorrow looks like. But for anybody that wants to know about that, Jerry's always been forthcoming about sharing any information about anything at all, whether it's his channel, whether it's homesteading, whether it's him and his wife. They've been together 41 years married now, if you can believe that, which of course we can, but you know what I mean. We found that out on a live stream about 6 months ago, I think, right? And then they've got this other live stream series as well. So we'll catch them on Mondays for sure, and then when they bring extra live streams. But they do a great job of putting these out in advance as well. This is something I recommend all the time, is whenever you have content coming out, I recommend putting it out as far in advance as possible. I have been known on many different channels to put videos, premieres, or live streams out months in advance. And the reason why is to give people a chance to see it in the recommendation engine so they can set that notification, because we do that on top of the notification bell, right? Very important. And then as well, so the YouTube system and algorithm and recommendation engine knows how to push your content out when it's time. So it's great to see Jerry and Susan using that. They are over the top, generous, loyal, and dedicated supporters. And then Michael Harper, cake is my favorite thing, besides pizza. A pizza and birthday cake is the ultimate combination, especially if somebody shows up with a cheese tray right before it. That's my ultimate, right? But I do enjoy different kinds of pie as much as everybody else, like apple pie, and strawberry rhubarb is probably my favorite. I know not everybody likes that. And then cheesecake, for instance, Kristen Welton makes the best cheesecake I have ever had when it comes to New York style cheesecake. And she makes a huge one as well. She does it often. I like cheesecake as much as anybody, but she does a great job. When she makes things in the kitchen, I know she's not here right now. She comes in when she can, but she everything she makes, whether it's cooking or baking, is like it tastes like it comes out of a restaurant. It's the best compliment I think I can give, but it's absolutely true. My dear goodness, Jesse, Journals and Unboxes, I hope you're doing what you need to stay safe and everything else then. We really don't have to deal with a lot of that here. I'm in southern Ontario in Niagara Falls, and we could count on one hand how many tornado warnings we've had in my lifetime. As a matter of fact, I've seen one, and it actually did some damage around here, not anywhere near me at the time, but literally I was in Little League. I used to play baseball and hockey in the winters and summers. And we were at a baseball game, and my father looks up at the sky, and he goes, "That's a nice looking twister over there." And people just started screaming and running in every direction. I couldn't believe it. Now, it turned out that tornado, like I said, did some damage, about an hour away. It, didn't touch down for a long time. And that, obviously, I was young. It's like 40 years ago or whatever it was, right? But, yeah, hopefully our friends that have to deal with that kind of thing are doing what they need to stay safe, and we'll be thinking about that then. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. Michael Harper, forgive me, I didn't have you on the wheel. I'm putting you on the wheel right now. I'm going to clean up that wheel in another second here, actually. So let's hurry up. I've been talking more than ever today. I don't know what on earth is going on with that. Crafty Witch 232 is working on 5,300 subscribers. I'm hoping we can push her a little bit farther towards that milestone. This creator is usually crafting, and they live stream almost every single evening, as a matter of fact. This creator's got a few videos here. You can see they're already collaborating. You get a small idea of what they're doing. They actually craft lots of different things. They do crochet, 3D printing, jewelry making, perler beads, cross stitch, and then shorts on the channel feature a lot of the things that they're making, which they actually sell. They go to a lot of shows and markets and things like that and sell these things. But you get an idea of some of the pop culture references that have done really, really well, getting into 1,900 views, 3,200 views, 10,000 on one, 14,000 on another one. And then the live streams, like I said, almost every day. Now, I've caught Crafty Witch 232 many times before. This creator does a few different things, but they're typically crafting. And this is probably one of two reasons why this channel is one of the fastest growing that we've seen in the Tuber Chat family. I talk about the idea of growing organically. And this is a channel that I believe has done that 100%, right? So the drivers for this channel are the vertical live streams, because she's on literally almost every day for hours at a time. So that draws in a lot of new subscribers. And because her content is all related, whether it's vertical live streams or the videos or the shorts, they're all the same. So vertical live streams can really do well. Shorts probably also driving subscribers. But Crafty Witch 232, I probably run into every day, supporting other people in premieres and live streams. I can say that about a lot of creators here, whether it's Butler Family Farm, Canadian Family Life, Michael's Adventure, Scratch and PPA, Jason, Jesse. There's a million channels, dozens of channels. We all run into each other constantly because we're on every day, every minute that we basically can be within reason, out supporting other people in premieres and live streams. But Crafty Witch 232 is one of those creators. So I put a lot of focus on that, because the idea is when you're watching other channels, lots of people have opinions about what we should do on YouTube. And I don't want anybody to take what I say as gospel either. I don't want to tell anybody what they should or shouldn't do. What I will offer is this. If you look at the things that I have done, and I try to be open about that, if you look at the things that I have accomplished because of it, or the things that are coming in, a lot of times we think monetization, but it could be views, it could be sponsors, it could be other things. You look at channels and you say, I wonder if I want what they have. Not in an envious way, but in a goal-oriented way, if that makes any sense. You can look at somebody like this and say, wow, I'd like to have 5,300 subscribers. Well, then what we can do is take inspiration from what Crafty Witch 232 is doing. You don't have to copy the content, just the style, and say, oh, lots of live streaming really helps. The vertical live streams are really doing well for this creator. And you can't say that every single person is a natural when it comes to the idea of live streaming. This was easy for me because I used to work in radio, right? Not saying I'm good, not saying I'm great, but you know what I mean, right? And then we see creators improve over time. Now, as long as I can remember, Crafty Witch 232 has always done a great job live streaming and keeping up with the chat and everything else. But when you do something 1,000 times, you can't help but improve along the way. It takes 100 times to get good at something, 1,000 to master it. Crafty Witch 232 might be on the way towards 1,000 live streams. I bet that they will eventually. 619 videos, forgive me. So there you go. If you count the shorts, count the videos, and subtract them from the live streams, hundreds already. I won't be surprised when the day comes she's done 1,000. But hopefully everybody will connect with Crafty Witch 232. I put a lot of focus on this because I know a lot of people want to grow, get to a level of beyond 3,000 like I talk about. 5,000 is a wonderful and exciting milestone. I fully expect that Crafty Witch 232 can go beyond 10,000, even 100,000 if she wants to. So we'll keep an eye on the channel and we'll see. But she's an over-the-top, generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter as well. That's absolutely the truth. So, Coach Julia Edens, we're going to look at right now. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or @mention Superchat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. And then again, I hope I haven't missed anybody. When we look at Coach Julia Edens, this creator is putting all kinds of content out and collaborating with lots of other creators. So this creator is posting almost, well, it looks like sometimes it's almost every day, several times a week, let's just say. She wants to help with healthy eating, healthy living, specifically health, metabolism, real nutrition. She's got more information on the About section to give you an idea of what she can do as far as information to help, right? There's a difference between information and advice and things like that. I'll leave it to each creator to disclaim what they're giving. But I'm going to take one of the latest videos here, and I'm going to put this into my catch-up list. Looks like a lot to be learned here as well. I should be watching the weight loss video, but I'll watch this one instead. And then shorts on the channel as well. These have gotten into 9,300, 26,000 views. I said to Kristen just, I think yesterday, the day before, I'm like, oh, I'm gaining weight again. I knew it. I had lost some weight. I really gained a lot last year because my excuse is I wasn't working, right? So I'm just sitting in a chair and not doing much else for many months. And I hit the highest I ever hit, let's just say. But I had to go get weighed for a reason a couple of months ago, and I was told, oh, no, you've actually lost weight. You've lost at least 10 pounds. Now, that's no great accomplishment considering it took like 8 months or whatever it is, but great to know that that can happen. But I think it's picking back up. You guys can see I catch it in my face, and you can tell by my belly I don't miss many meals, but this creator is going to help us with some of that and a lot of other things as well. When we look at live streams, she's got a few of these coming up. She's got one coming up on Friday, and then Sunday, and then a few days after that as well. So hopefully everybody will connect with Coach Julia Eden. She's out there supporting people all the time. And here, an over-the-top, generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. If you have the ability to share this stream, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get a few more people into Tuber Chat right now and could see this stream pushed out a little bit farther both today and in the coming days and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay because of the engagement signals sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share. Tim Mitchell is in the house. They were modding elsewhere. They were here earlier today. Pardon me, my eyes are just bothering me. Tim Mitchell was driving earlier, And this creator actually inspired their own emoji on this channel. The whole reason I put the ketchup bottle on the channel is because Tim Mitchell always makes me laugh over the ketchup list that I talk about. There you go. Yeah, see, Just Jason Keto. I got into some bad habits. My dear goodness, how I'm ever going to get out, I don't know. I don't know why motivation comes and goes. I don't know why that is. Why can you go? I went on. I didn't know it was keto at the time. I learned after, but I had done a diet. I know we don't like to use the word diet all the time. It should be lifestyle, but for me, it was meant to be a temporary thing that would eventually become a lifestyle, and then I slipped out of it. But I lost 30 pounds in 2 months. It was easy. I cheated as well and everything else, but I found out afterwards it was basically keto we were doing at the time, and it didn't leave me starving or anything like that, and I enjoyed everything I was eating. It wasn't terrible, and all that stuff. And the only reason I put it that way is because I'm just imagining if people think the way that I do when you hear the word healthy eating or you hear the word diet and stuff like that. It's like, okay, well, it's nothing but broccoli and carrot sticks for the next 6 months. No, that's not true. And our friends with these channels, whether it's carnivore, whether it's keto or other health-based channels, can help us understand what real people are eating, what real people are doing, not what we see in television shows, not what let's say the media wants us to see, and we can get into the big pharma speeches and all that stuff as well, but what people are actually doing, real results. You know what I mean? I don't know why motivation comes and goes, but you know what I mean. Big Family Expedition, I mentioned this channel earlier, a large family that is on the road, and it's a really interesting story, and they're kind of a one-of-a-kind channel in the Superchat family, because what they have done is taken a schoolie. We've seen that done before. We've seen a bus turned into an RV as a permanent home for the family. Big Family Expedition is on the road traveling, though, all the time. And you can learn more about that when you either get to the About section or start getting through the videos here. Many people will recognize Matthew's Bushcraft as a separate channel from one of the family members that's in here all the time. And they bring us a lot of different adventures, usually from the road. They've got shorts on the channel as well, 2,800 on one of these, but 11,000 on another one, which is great to see. And then live streams. They have done many of these in the past. My expectation is they're going to bring these back at some point. I'll be looking forward to it. I felt terrible. I was never able to catch them. They did these for, weeks and weeks and weeks, months. And I never even caught one. I don't know why. We wonder why we're recommended like so many channels, but can't catch other ones, right? Some of the channels you see me put on the screen, I catch like every stream they do or pretty close to it. And then some none at all. So we got to think about that when we're dancing between channels, trying to support everybody, let's just say. And that's it. Yes, Just Jason Keto. It makes sense what you say, and I know that's true. I wish I wouldn't do the horrible things that make me crash. There's Matthew's Bushcraft right there. Let me just look at their channel for a quick second. Matthew's, but I didn't realize what time it is. Oh my dear goodness. We're going to be overtime. I'm going to have to try to keep it to a minimum. I thought it was not even 7:30 yet. I'm not looking at the clock. Matthew's Bushcraft. I mentioned this channel earlier today because they bring us outdoor content more often than anything else. They're talking about survival skills that people of all ages can learn. Matthew's Bushcraft has been doing this since what I believe the beginning was 10 years old, if I'm not mistaken. Really, really cool for a young creator to be evolving with their content, with their channel as a part of the Big Family Expedition. Shorts on this channel have gotten into 2,100, 2,200, 2,800 views, which is great to see. So again, part of Big Family Expedition. I'm working on 300 subscribers now, so I'm hoping we can push them a little bit farther. So spin the wheel. We'll get another channel ready to go. We are going to take another break right now, which I shouldn't, but I'm going to for 3.5 minutes. Then we'll come right back with Canadian Family Life. Tim Mitchell has made it rain in this chat a million times before. But thank you for that. Another 5 gifted memberships, my dear goodness. So thank you for that. Yes, green is something else. So thank you for the extra gifted memberships. I'm laughing at my own joke putting those emojis in the chat. Ridiculousness, absolutely. I've dropped a link there for Michael's Adventures. He's got a premiere coming up at 8 o'clock. Now, Michael's Adventures is one of the most supportive creators that I've met in my 8 years on YouTube. I can say that about all of our moderators, and I have a different story for each one of them. My knowledge of them, my friendship with them, what I see from them in the YouTube community, and what I believe draws me to each of them. Michael's Adventures, for instance, will reach out and ask, who do I know who needs help? Who can he give watch hours to? That kind of thing. And as of right now, offered to give up his spot on the wheel because he knows we're going to be overtime. But we're going to go and get a great look at his channel in another 15 minutes anyway. So I dropped that link and pinned it so everybody can get to that whenever you want. It's a live stream. He's already got the chat ready to go. Anybody can hop in there anytime. And after Tuber Chat, we'll go over there together and raid in there. Raid is a term we use from Twitch, but we call it live redirect here. And then, let me just look. I think I'm behind. I didn't add another name to the wheel. I always say that I add names to the wheel. And only one time that I ever remember in the history of Tuber Chat did I ever actually only add one, unless the stream got cut off. But yes, Nomads is going to be added to the wheel right now. So I try to make good on every promise. Always. I know everybody's friends here. I know we're all patient with each other. I appreciate everybody's understanding. We know we're technical here, so things can go wrong. But I try to catch our promises and try to make up for things when they don't work, for instance, right? But there we go. So I'm not going to add any more names to the wheel. I'm just going to look in the chat right now, see if there's any I can remove for people that are not here. We'll speed things up a little bit. But I'll leave any names on the wheel for anybody that is here. I'll make a call out for Stephen Wire because I don't want to take them off if they're still here, but if they're not, that's okay. And then that's it for today. But we'll go through these channels. We'll go over to Michael's Adventures. I will play the end screen for 3.5 minutes, and then everybody can continue what we're doing here. All of our moderators, and many more channels here, but all of our moderators allow everybody to continue meeting the same way that we do here in Tuber Chat. They all do it exactly the same way in premieres and live streams, including Canadian Family Life. She just celebrated a birthday. How long ago was that? It was, oh goodness, it's only days ago. Oh, this is like the longest week ever. For some reason, I don't know why. I'm going to wake up tomorrow and I'm going to be like, thank goodness it is Thursday, finally, because it felt like an extended week for no reason. But Tiffany's birthday was on Monday. She did her live stream on Sunday, so we were able to catch that. She only goes live once in a while, but she'll always have a flood of support in her chat. So Canadian Family Life is a true family channel, and this one's really interesting. So I've mentioned many times that if anybody wants me to describe their channel in a certain way, just reach out on Instagram or let me know in the chat or something like that, and I will adjust the way that I talk about channels to accurately describe them to everybody. And the thing about Canadian Family Life, this is a family channel focused on family. And that's the center of basically every video. The whole family gets involved. Chris, her husband, has his own channel. And he is helping her more than anything else over here, though, right now. We'll look at his channel in a moment. But this family gets together for challenges, for creativity. They've got food bank grocery hauls, cooking, baking, challenges between family members, vlogging, travel, Happy Mail, all sorts of different things. Product reviews now, sponsored videos. So hopefully everybody will connect with Canadian Family Life. This is one of the fastest growing channels in the Tuber Chat family. Tiffany got to her first 3,000 subscribers in barely over a year. That was long before the YouTube promotion system and all that stuff even existed. This creator is out every single day. I run into her every day supporting somebody in a premiere, in a live stream, and she's here for every live stream in Tuber Chat. I don't expect that from anybody. I know we've got friends that run the stream in the background. I know we got friends that pop in to say hello or run the stream while they're working and things like that. And then when we look at Canadian Family Life, we also see that Tiffany's got shorts over here as well. These have gotten into 3,100, 5,600, 8,100 views. And some of the outdoor content's doing really well. They're actually in New Brunswick, so it says Canadian Family Life. That's where they are. Many hours away from me. I felt terrible because Tiffany and the family came over to Ontario, but Ontario is a very big province, right? Most of our provinces are pretty substantial, and she was still 6 or 8 hours away from me, so unfortunately we couldn't meet up that time. New Brunswick, much farther over on the East Coast, but this creator can bring us all 4 seasons in winter weather. Now, she brings live streams occasionally every month or two, but we're happy to celebrate with her the other day. We'll be looking forward to the next one. We got notification bells on for every single channel. Chris's Creation Fun is do-it-yourself videos, including 3D printing and solar equipment, product reviews now. He works on grow lights for a container garden that I talk about on their channel all the time, except for today. And you see him working on that right there. I've mentioned it because I don't know how to keep an indoor container garden as neat and tidy as they do, but it's great to see. And it's wonderful to see the whole family involved in everything that they're doing. Like I said, this is Chris's channel. We'll keep an eye on this, but he's helping Tiffany with Canadian Family Life anyway. So hopefully everybody will connect and push Chris's Creation Life towards his first 200 subscribers. And then we'll spin the wheel. And then, yeah, all 4 seasons today. We had a brutal rainstorm all the way from Niagara Falls to Hamilton today. Pardon me, Jason probably caught a lot of that. Pete might have caught some of it too. And then, you know, the potholes around here are so bad that I actually got a flat tire on a vehicle yesterday because of it. I didn't know, because it didn't go flat right away. It was like long after I'd driven for about an hour and then parked, and then somebody else said, hey, your tire's flat, eh? And it wasn't quite flat, but you know what I mean? And I'm like, ugh. And it's the snow plows. They rip the roads apart, you know, and then they got to fix all these things, but some of them are just like craters. Gloria's Platter, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. We'll be looking forward to a lot of that getting fixed, and have to keep a real eye on the road now. Matt and Mouse is up on the screen. Now, I mentioned this channel briefly earlier because they were featured in a couple of live streams where, oh, thank you, Scratch and PPA. Forgive me, Tim Mitchell. I'm thinking about the time and I skipped right over your channel. Forgive me for that. Tim Mitchell's coming up next because he gifted a handful of memberships again. He's done that a million times. And forgive me because I got talking too much earlier again. Tim Mitchell will be up next, though. Matt and Mouse was featured in a couple of live streams from Just Jason Keto, where he hosted a homestead hangout, and the idea is to introduce us to creators who've had impact on him. Over the top, generous, loyal, and dedicated supporters. So Matt and Mouse, it's interesting because now they came in here. They're Canadians as well. I'm just going to grab their latest video and put this in my catch-up list. And this couple of creators has this interesting cabin. I have to dig back now many months to find the video. Here it is. So look at the title of this. Can we sleep 4 adults in 149 square feet? I am always taken away with things like tiny homes and rustic cabins and forestry and things like that. I'm not an outdoor guy, but there's something about these things that I'm just fascinated with. And they do a really good job. So they've got a wonderful back and forth between them. I mentioned their website earlier, so you can check that out when you get there. They're at 2,300 subscribers now, which is great to see. But they show us all the different aspects of looking after a cabin like this. So it could be thinking about internet signal. It could be thinking about water supply. And I'm just going to grab the latest off-grid wood shed video that they've got here and put that in my catch-up list as well. Shorts on this channel have gotten into Almost 600 views on one. Why is the popular tab not working properly now? This is, you know, we saw those glitches a couple weeks ago. Now we see a couple of new things on YouTube, like these icons in the buttons and things like that, the notification I mentioned earlier, and then some of the things are not working. Well, you notice when I get to the shorts page, it said popular on this drop down menu, but it was not the popular video. So maybe they're doing something with this again, because they just recently changed that too. 1,600, 1,700 views on some of these, and then live streams on the channel. They've done a few of these. There's those couple of homestead hangouts, and they've done a couple of more. We'll see if they're going to do some more after that. 2,300 subscribers. We would love to push them a little bit farther towards the 2,400 they're going to be thinking about now. And then Tim Mitchell is coming up right this second. He gifted 5 memberships again. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time if that's what you would like. Okay, so Tim Mitchell, thank you. That's overly generous. I mean, it's already overly generous, but that's even more so overly generous. But thank you for that. Okay, so this is Tim Mitchell. He's responsible for this channel along with Chef CV. I'll just do them quickly then. It's really hard for me not to put your channels up, even though you say that. But Chef CV is Cooking with the Munchie Mafia Official. And they have another channel called The Unofficial Official Off Topic Squirrel. So Chef CV's a professional chef. She's going to help us navigate the kitchen and make interesting dishes. Tim Mitchell produces the videos and live streams here. And they've got a glorious, colorful wheel called the Wheel of Misfortune. Everybody can participate in the live streams and influence what Chef CV is going to make. So I'm going to show you another channel right now. Sarah Prestwood is somebody that I know has had great influence on Tim Mitchell and Chef CV, myself as well. Sarah Prestwood is somebody who's very engaging when it comes to conversation in the chat, but this is somebody I'm connected to now on Facebook and on Instagram. Forgive me, because I don't remember if I accepted it or not, Sarah. I think I did, right? I just added it right before Tuber Chat today. Yeah, there it is right there. So, I'm grateful for that. Anybody can connect anytime. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter is where I hang out most often. And this is the Master of All Movies Presswood DVD collector. So what Sarah is doing is bringing us through her collections of DVDs and Blu-rays. And it's interesting to see something like this right now. I mentioned earlier, I used to be a DJ in a past life, right? And I have like tons of vinyl records. I still buy vinyl records today. Occasionally, my family will give them to me for gifts, for birthdays and Christmas, stuff like that. And I still love them. But my understanding is now there's a CD and DVD revolution going on as well. Some people are still buying cassette tapes. I don't know if anybody's into 8-tracks or reel-to-reels and things like that. But DVDs and Blu-rays is basically our last chance to start owning some of the TV shows or movies that we have loved all these years, right? And people buy them and rip them and, you know, this and that. But, you know, in my opinion, there's nothing like having something like a DVD or a CD or a vinyl record where they give you those bonuses. You open it up, they've got booklets inside or notes about the thing that give more context to what we're doing. So Sarah Presswood is going to bring us through a lot of this. I'm just going to grab her latest video. I'm going to put this into my catch-up list so I can keep caught up with her. She's posting frequently. Look at this. Almost every day she's putting something up. She's got shorts on the channel as well. These have gotten now into 2,200, 2,400, 6,900 views, and then live streams on the channel as well. And this creator's done plenty of these. They seem to be on every couple of weeks lately, and we'll see if she's going to continue. We got notification bells on for every single channel. And then Mac Movement, I have changed the live stream to unlisted, and the reason why I do that is because it really slows things down when we're overwhelmingly busy. Like Tuber Chat's always busy, but when we're overwhelmingly busy and I'm overtime, then I don't want to disappoint anybody, but we just can't get to every channel that's going to be on. So it sounds ridiculous because it shuts off, I believe, super chats and memberships and everything else. But that's okay. We obviously do enough of that. And I could be wrong, because thank you, Tim Mitchell. He managed to give us 5 gifted memberships again. That's why we put those channels up right now. And thank you so much. I know Sarah Presswood will be happy for the exposure. I'm happy to put the channel up. That's a really tough thing for me to be able to accept, that kind of generosity, and then not talk about the channels. But obviously, Tim Mitchell, Chef CV, they are over the top, generous, loyal, and dedicated supporters. They have gifted memberships like that a million times before, literally. Michael's Adventures premiere will be starting any second. Forgive me, I've been forgetting to drop the link. I dropped it once and pinned it, but let's get that going right now. He's probably starting any second. And then we'll race through the next few channels, and I'll meet everybody over there, and then everybody can continue connecting the same way we do here. So Jesse Journals and Unboxes, another beloved and dedicated moderator, which means you can connect the same way here when we're in her premieres every Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern. Sometimes she brings more than one a week. Sometimes she brings more than one a day. That's occasional, but this creator's unboxed all sorts of different things over the years. Really focused on crafting and journaling supplies right now, collaborations with other people, sponsored videos, and subscription services. But over the years, she's got a lot of Happy Mail. She's unboxed things like stationery and snacks and jewelry and bath and beauty products. And she features a lot of the things that she finds in those unboxing videos in her shorts on the channel. And you can see some of this right here. The only reason I even know what washi tape or washi strips are is because of this channel. It's a small aspect of what she's doing lately with a lot of creativity. And when we dig through some of the shorts here, we start to see 2100, 2300, and you'll get an idea of all the different kinds of things like the jewelry, the bath and beauty products, and more. Live streams on the channel. She's live occasionally, but Jesse Journals and Unboxes is somebody whose support for all of us over the last 5.5 years has increased. That's a really tough thing when we're following more and more channels. And that results in her having a flood of support in her premieres and live streams every week. She live streams occasionally, but the premieres are every Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern. So hopefully everybody will connect with her, and you'll see what I mean this week. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. Oh, yeah, Gloria's Platter. I learned a lesson a long time ago. I was at, while I was DJing, so what was the first time that I went away? In 1996, I worked on a cruise ship, and I was still playing mostly vinyl records there. That was the decision to start getting into CDs, and after about the year 2000, I switched to mostly CDs. I would just bring a small bag of vinyl. But I used to be one of those guys to carry milk crates full of records all over the place. And I took a couple of crates to the States. I was on Celebrity on a ship called MV Zenith, which is out of commission now. But I was the DJ for the cruise ship, obviously. So I showed up at, I think it was LaGuardia Airport. And a couple people came up to me. They're like, oh, are you a DJ? I'm like, no, I'm not famous or anything. Don't worry about that. But they wanted to charge me $75 per crate of records because I didn't know anything about luggage. I'd never flown by myself before. I was, 23 years old? Something like that. So they ended up letting me go, thank goodness, because I would have had at least a luggage plus those records and maybe a carry-on, I barely remember. But I learned the lesson pretty quick. And shipping, I had one friend send me records to Bermuda because I got a mailbox there for the summer while I was working on the cruise ship. And I think it costed $50 to have like 10 or 15 records sent. I said, no more of that. I can't afford that every week. There's no way. So we stopped that immediately. And that's what led to me buying CDs, because I was like, I got records coming at home, but not in the where I needed them. let's just say. Mac Movement is up on the screen. This creator's doing really elaborate jobs with animation and graphics, and you'll get an idea of what they're bringing in their About section. Original sci-fi, fantasy, satire, and conspiracies told like a digital campfire. And then they go on with the description there for you to read. But you'll see that they post videos fairly frequently as well. They seem to be doing well just about once a week. They did a special shout out video, which I was honored to have been a part of. You got to see this because they really did an interesting job there. The Source is in there, myself is in there, they got another creator in there. And then shorts on the channel as well. You get an idea of some of the elaborate graphics, and then they're mixing up some content here with variety, 1800 and then 3700 as well, and live streams on the channel. This creator has been bringing live streams lately almost once a week, so they might be on a roll here. I'm gonna run this. I wanted to see what this was. This came up recommended for me. This remember the old logos? It's a puzzle. So I'm into retro as much as anybody else. I'm gonna put that in my catch-up list. I'll watch that, some of that, and run it at the end of my catch-up list there that we talk about all the time. And then what I'm going to do, spin the wheel quickly. Oh, there you go. Yeah, the hen house. It's something else, man. I used to bring at least 4 crates of records to every gig. If you can imagine the way that DJs play, it's only 1 song per record. And we used to pay anywhere from $5 to $15. So let's call it $10 a song on average. And I became a DJ in like 1990. I was buying records even in the late 80s, let's just say. And you think about the horrible amount of money that must have gone into that. I mean, I made a living from it, so it's okay. But I have 4,000 vinyl records, maybe a little bit more now. And it has costed me a lot more to store them for the last 25 years than it ever did to buy them. Let's get Michael's link up there again. Superchat Raid. He's on already. So we can go over there. I'll be over there in a few minutes. We're just going to go through the last couple of channels here. 12 CDs for a penny. I just saw a funny post where there was a knock on the door, and I think the person had a bulletproof vest, and it says, "Oh no, they found me," and it was Columbia House coming to collect the money. Yes, Nomads, good to see you in the chat again. They've been here the whole stream, so quite a long wait for you today. I appreciate it though. Yes, Nomads, travel, family, unboxings, and reviews. And they're posting pretty frequently as well. They've got 2 videos out in the last couple of days. I'm just going to grab one of the latest headphone reviews. This is great. I love Shure as much as anybody else. I have a couple of their microphones. I can't remember what my... I don't think I have headphones from Shure, but that'll be interesting to see. I think I have Audio Technica, and I can't remember the name of the other company. It's one of the most popular ones, Sennheiser. And then, yes, Nomads, though. Great to see that. They're bringing a lot of outdoor footage as well as they're bringing us travel content more than anything else. They give you information on the About section. Family who lives in England, UK, but they love to travel, unbox, and review products, they say. Shorts on this channel have gotten now into 38,000, 54,000, one at 247,000 views. Very cool. And then live streams on the channel as well, and they seem to be bringing these occasionally. They did one last week. We'll see if they're going to keep those up. We've got notification bells on for every single channel. We'll spin the wheel. We'll get another channel up onto the screen. And Stephen Wire is coming up right now. This creator streaming not just every day, but I think multiple times a day in a similar style to what we see from Michael's Adventures, and I know they're friends. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. So Stephen Wire's got quite a few videos here. As far as the videos, this is a channel I'm still getting to know. I'm going to take this 10-minute video and put that in my catch-up list for now. Just something else to watch from this creator. 150 subscribers. Look at that. It went from 149 to 150 as I clicked it. So thank you to whoever just connected with them right now. Shorts on this channel have gotten over 1,000 views. One at 1,200, which is great to see. And this creator is streaming just about every day. They're bringing live traffic, I think, multiple times a day, right? You see that? They're live right now as well. So we know we've got a couple of things to watch. I mean, there's tons of content live on YouTube. Lots of our friends will be live. But we know that Stephen Wire, who's here with us right now, is live right now, along with Michael's Adventures. And they are both friends. They're both in each other's live streams every day. The reason why I know is because I catch them every day. I catch Michael every day. I think I catch Stephen Wire most days now. They're a fairly new friend, but great to know. They've just jumped to 150 subscribers. So we'd love to push them towards the 200 we know they're thinking about. Thank you, everybody, for the time that you spent today. I really do appreciate every moment. Forgive my long speeches today. I really didn't think I was talking that much. We'll get to more channels on the next screen. On the next stream, we'll be on Saturday. We haven't done a Saturday stream in a while. I hope everybody will thank our moderators. You could do that when you go over to Michael's Adventures premiere right now. I've linked it. I'll drop the link one more time here because all of our moderators allow us to connect the same way we do here, and they're all dear friends of each other as well. So there's the link. And thank you again, everybody. Forgive me for the channels we didn't get to. We always get to as many as we can in 3 hours. And we'll just make a very quick exit today after we look at Booby Goats. This is another creator who's out there supporting people all the time. And I've run into them in countless live streams and probably premieres and live chats. Booby Goats has gotten over 2,000 subscribers, which is great to know. And they're bringing homesteading style content from the look of what I see here. I'm still getting to know their content. Yes, document fixing up their homestead and their latest weight loss experiment, the carnivore diet. So we'll see what they say about that. They say it's the easiest diet they've done. So we'll see if they're keeping up with that. I noticed a chaffle video over there as well. And then I've just taken the latest video, put that in my catch-up list. We see that this creator's also got shorts. These have gotten into let's see the popular tab. That thing's not working now. 11,000. And thank you. I noticed in the chat somebody mentioned the fact that Studio was down yesterday. I didn't notice. It must have been while I was out. It was working for me last night. And then live streams on the channel as well. So Booby Goats has been live up to about 3 weeks ago. They did some members only content as well, which is great to see. And hopefully I'll catch you for another one of these soon. And we got notification bells on for everybody. So forgive me for anything I've missed. Thank you, everybody, for the time that you spent. Let's get over to Michael's Adventures, and I'll see you over there. I won't play the end screen. I know I said I would.